Okay. Okay. Just take care of that real quick. All right. Let's pull up chat here so I can make sure that we are in or that we're on. I guess you could say. I want to make sure of that. All right. Well, it's looking like you guys can hear me right now on the stream, so I guess so that's good. But anyway, guys, what is going on? This is Regular Birds NASCAR fan, the Blue Jay 48 fan here, and welcome once again to another edition of the rewatching streams. I haven't done this in the last time we did this was we did I think we did Homestead. Yeah, that was we did Homestead. I think that was like I think that was like 4 months ago. That was before the Daytona 500. Yeah, the last one we did was Homestead, and we also reacted. What else? We also reacted to the first ever NASCAR race I watched in the 2006 Daytona 500. That was the first one we did. So this is the third time that I am doing this here today. So this is the third time I'm doing this. By the way, happy Easter to everybody, to all my fans, to all my subscribers, and recently we recently surpassed 2,500, which has been a long time, goal for me. Our next goal is 3,000. And if you guys wanna help us, if you guys are new, if you want to help us start getting to that point, closer to 3,000, that subscribe button is right down there. And also for this stream, I am not going to. As you probably already know, I don't have super chats enabled because the reason why is because I am playing a race, which is somebody else's video. So, and I did leave a couple of things. I did leave the original uploader's link in the description below, and also if you have not already, I guess this link could actually work. I'm really hoping this link is actually going to work. If it could pop up, because this is the whole thing with Plane B. The whole thing with Plane B sales. I guess not. I thought that link was going to work, but anyway, I am an affiliate for Plane B Sales and Circle B Diecast. If you guys haven't already, with the newest diecast pre-orders and everything, if you feel free to use that code Blue Jimmy at checkout to receive free shipping on orders of $20 or more. There's that link. So, yeah. So that's it. So really quickly, we're gonna get this race going in a couple minutes here. But anyway, saying hi to, of course, Larson's in the chat, which really it's Chris. I mean, let's be honest. Nationals are a fourth place team, so let's get those facts straight. Mets play the Phillies tomorrow, so really fingers crossed that we're gonna have a really good race. Or not a good race. We're actually gonna kick their ass on opening day and get rid of 3-0 for the Phillies. But anyway, Jeffrey, Nevland, Dominic, no tires, just gas. I remember meeting you in New Hampshire. Good to see you in chat. Luke, Carbon's in here. Carbon, I definitely enjoyed your vlog from earlier today. Yeah, so you posted a vlog of you going to the Bristol Dirt Race, and now I'm going to be shortly after I'm going to be posting my vlog of going to Martinsville. I really wish you could have come. I really wish you could have come, man. I really wish you would have came. That would have been pretty cool to meet you finally. But anyway, we got NASCAR National in chat. Darth Bone. We also had the fake Ryan Newman in here earlier, but that's none of our concern. But anyway, before we begin this, we have 14 people watching. I mean, yeah, we have 14 likes, but 14 people watching. If you haven't already, make sure you lick that like. Make sure you lick that like button. But anyway, so yeah, so we got now you decide to actually post the code or whatever. Oh my gosh, whatever it is, I guess. But yeah. So we are going to now, I believe we are going to switch up to our thing. So anyway, I am going to now do the little transition and everything. So, Cap 24. Cap 24 is in chat. Don't remind me of this was. I didn't want to do this race at all, but but a lot of people have requested this, so I'm just gonna do it just to get it out, just to get it over with. So, Fish Productions, random white 10 car. Yep, that's pretty much it. All right, so it is 8:02. We're gonna get this thing going here. So anyway, as you can see, this is this is kind of like a little bit of a setup, I guess you could say, thing. So this is what I use to stream here. But anyway, so we have the race pulled up here. Gonna really kind of test the audio, I guess you could say, really quickly. I have it up quite a little bit more, so you could be, so hopefully you guys could be able to hear it. It is, when I was testing this earlier, it was kind of a bit low from my end, but really quickly I am going to before we begin, I am going to quickly share this with the people of the Discord server, which if you have not already which you have not already joined the Discord server, that link is also in the description. So feel free to join that. But anyway, I just let the people know in that server that that we are good and that we are live. So but yeah. Anyway, I also got I also got some little Easter goodies that we're going to be utilizing for the I guess you could say we're going to be having during this race. I got a little Reese's peanut butter egg, and I've also got some water here to wash it down with. So and as you can also see by the OC that's on the bottom left, shout out once again as well to Tiffany Fisher Artist for once again providing me with another OC for the Easter season. Didn't need it, but it is very, very much appreciated. And speaking of that, we got a little special surprise incoming as we're making our way down to Martinsville. So I'll be sure to definitely catch that on the vlog. And I think you guys, especially to my other fans that are not NASCAR fans, I'm pretty sure you guys are going to be I'm pretty sure those of you who probably watch this are going to be pretty intrigued by that. But anyway, so So yeah, we're gonna chill. We're gonna have a good time. It is 8:05, and so yeah. With that being said, I think it's time we get this thing going. So so I'm gonna start playing, and let me know if I need to turn it up or turn it down or any of that stuff. Let me know in the chat. But anyway, let's begin.
Located by the North Carolina border, Martinsville Speedway is 137 miles from Charlotte, about 291 miles to our nation's capital, and that's where we are. You're in the middle of it all and have a front row seat. And whatever your location, when you're going around this half-mile track, sometimes massaging the brakes, slowing down to speed up can be a key to winning. In his University of
Yeah, here's the thing about also like doing these streams, I can actually keep up with chat quite a bit more. So
now we all understand when it comes to having brakes, you rely on them. But here at Martin, it's not a need, it's a must. They've got to be great brakes. We're not talking about those small brakes.
do you think that Riley Ream, do I
brakes that cost up to $40,000 because of the fact you're coming around this racetrack here at Martinsville and you're counting on these brakes to stop you over 1,000 times. You're going to be hitting the brake pedal during the course of this race. The driver has got to take care of those brakes. So
hold
the
on.
crew chief's going to be telling you
Riley Ream, do you think Denny Hamlin has a chance to win the title this year? Denny Hamlin, I'm going to have to say he's got to start winning. He has to start winning. I mean, I feel like Martinsville is the perfect track to do so. Yeah, I think. Yeah, Denny Hamlin. I think definitely Martinsville is the best track to capitalize on this. Anyway, let me know in the chat if you can hear the race.
But you better keep your head cool. Put your brakes on your temper when you go at it. And some of the drivers that we have here that have done well. Dale Earnhardt Jr. actually three straight top 10 Martinsville finishes. Carl Edwards only one top 5 finish in the last 15 races here. So the competition heating up, and we're ready to hear those words we like to hear every weekend.
Are you staring? Carbon. Here we go. Richard Petty.
The most famous words in motorsports. Gentlemen, start your engines.
All right, here we go. Are you, Carbon saying, are you staying near the track or somewhere else there? I'm going to be staying in Roanoke. I'm going to be staying about an hour away from the track. All the other places, like, they charge like crazy, so. Plus, Roanoke is also where my other said person is going to be, which I'm not going to reveal until you see it on the vlog. But yeah.
But why is Martinsville one of your favorite places?
Well, Chris, it's settled in a little neighborhood. You have a nice, pleasant drive up here. You walk in through the neighborhood into the racetrack, and then you're at this modern super speedway that is just like the.
Do you have a fake seatbelt on?
When you first came here as a boy. I got all choked up coming here.
I don't know, Jess. I really don't.
Several drivers have a lot of wins here, but not many have mastered this place.
No, but listen. Do you hear this? That's music, baby. That is music.
Who do you think will win in Martinsville?
It's like a dance. It's like a you just don't want to step on your partner's toes.
I'll be honest with you. I don't want to reveal my pick just yet because I'm actually going to be DMing some certain people about that to see if my picks can actually be said on a certain show.
Starting outside the top 20, including Jimmy Johnson, who's won here 6 times.
So
all 3 of the Rouse Fenway drivers, including our points leader Greg Biffle, starting outside the top 20.
So yeah, I'm not going to reveal who I'm going to say is going to win, but possible picks, I would say Denny Hamlin. I would say Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr. Who else looked pretty good last year?
In the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains, we're ready to go at Martinsville.
Yeah, I'd say either Denny Hamlin or Martin Truex Jr. I think either of those two.
Since 1947, this
I think probably one of those two. Yeah.
One of NASCAR's great cathedrals of speed. The shape of the track unchanged since
Off topic, but is Kyle Busch a top 10 greatest driver? That's man, I don't know what's I'm not sure what to say about that one. I'm not entirely sure when to say it. I think I gotta wait maybe just a little bit more, maybe then I can have an opinion. But
has become the first two-time
yeah.
pole winner this season, and Kevin Harvick, last year's winner, has the outside pole. Denny Hamlin's won 4 of 8 here. Clint Boyer, top 10.
What's your new favorite driver? Kyle Larson is my favorite. My new favorite driver.
Brian Vickers 5th at Bristol. A lot of laps. Brad Keselowski's won 2 of the last 4 short track races, and Kyle Busch has 8 short track races. 7-time Martinsville winner, most in the field. Jeff Gordon there with Joey Logano. And Darrell, let's get on the phone.
Hey, Kansas, this is Kentucky. You got a copy?
Do you hate the Tiregate race?
Yeah, you know who.
Could you give me a specific date? Can you give me the specific race? And I think I'll probably remember that.
Yeah, I'm afraid you're gonna be in trouble. But how about today? How's things looking for today?
Let's pop open this Reese's egg here.
Really proud of the guys bringing me another great 5-hour
A little bit of sweetness going.
Fun racetrack right here. Small town of Martinsville. Looking forward to a good race. Awesome starting up front. Hopefully we keep it up here. Good track position and win this baby.
All right, my friend. Good luck. You got 5-hour energy. That thing lasts about 4. You ought to have a little reserve. Good. Go get them.
Thank you.
Clint Boyer will start 4th. As you look through the rest of the 43-car field.
Stewie, I don't hate you. I don't hate you.
Going home.
I mean, a lot of people would have probably picked this race anyway for me to react to anyway. Either way, I was gonna be screwed. So.
And Reed Sorensen. Ken Schrader's made 50 starts here. And Joe Nemechek after
Just remember though, we have a 500 record compared to your 333.
Had a lap quick enough to make the field. As did Dave Blaney.
Which is better, NBC or Fox? In this modern era, definitely Fox.
There as well. Today's race brought to you by Budweiser, the beer that starts with full flavor and ends with a crisp, fast finish. Great times are waiting. Grab some Buds.
Oh wow, my hands are chocolatey.
1 lap to go at the line. Richard Petty gave the command to fire engines. He was the relief Grand Marshal. Award-winning
will you watch any F1 races?
But could not make it.
For some reason, I fully could not get into F1. Like IndyCar, I was able to get into. F1 not as much, but definitely Darian Black Lives Matter. He definitely got me back into F1 for sure. Because I mean, unfortunately, Sebastian Vettel, who was my favorite F1 driver, unfortunately, things are starting to get a little bit out of hand. But anyway, here we go. 500 laps here at Martinsville. Here we go. They go off into turn 1. Kane and Harvick, the front row. Harvick got a really good run off of turn 2. Truex hopping the curb. And Harvick's going to use the outside to clear him. To clear Casey Kane to lead the first lap.
Larry Harvick dominated the truck race here yesterday. Led 248 to 250 laps. All his restarts were on the outside. And, I asked him, in the pre-race show, could you dominate like you did yesterday? And he thinks he can, and he's off to that good start.
At 6th, Brad Keselowski underneath Brian Vickers, who's in the 55 this week after having that great drive a couple of weeks ago at Bristol. Jeff Gordon moves underneath. And if the car's not perfect, Darrell, it's a tough time to be on the high side. Well,
yeah, and you can get freight train here. As you said, like Talladega, when you get up on that outside and that conveyor belt's down on the bottom.
Yeah, let's go racing a bunch of hot dogs. That was in 2011 and 2015.
And just remember, Brian last year here was the star of the show for all the wrong reasons.
Well, looks like the Fox scoring is messed up.
Right away, you need a break, and you can't get one.
Jeff Gordon dropped to the inside on Brad Keselowski. as Keselowski didn't get a
You know what? I think I should turn this up just a tick more. There you go. This never will be good. Because I've been seeing a couple people's, couple people were saying to turn it up just a little bit more. So
he won both practice sessions on Friday.
Yeah, it obviously had a really good race setup. Missed a little bit for qualifying, but I've said over and over.
Did I miss it? Well, Cash, you got here just in time. We just got underway here. So
he's one of the all-time best.
Gordon comes in here as the favorite to give Rick Hendrick a somewhat long-awaited 200th.
Yeah, this was the time when Hendrick struggled with trying to get that 200th win. The last win, which was win 199, just so happened to be Jimmy, and that was at Kansas in the chase race.
And don't forget, that's all Cup races. Right.
So a lot of pressure on Hendrick Motorsports here today to try and see if they can try to break that 200th to get that monumental 200th win. There we are. We're in the Milo scheme. Man, that scheme, I love that car, dude. I love the Milo scheme. I didn't like it when it first came out, and I think it was at Texas. When it had like that white text with the outline and everything. I kind of didn't like that. I actually like the 2012 scheme just a little bit more.
I'm watching him, Mike, and he's being so cautious not to cut out in front of somebody and cause a problem.
Will you rewatch the 2012 Ford EcoBoost 400? Maybe in the future. Maybe definitely in the future. Definitely, because definitely the future. Probably like maybe when we get closer to championship week. I don't know. I don't know when we're gonna. I really don't know when we're gonna get back to when we're gonna have another one of these. But it's nice. Sometimes it's nice to do one of these every once in a while. You know, not only chill, but also interact with the fans a little bit more and just have a good time. All right, so Harvick's still leading. Kane though is not letting him get away. And
you have to pounce on it, or it may not happen again for 30, 50 laps.
And you're not sure, Mike. You're always right at that point where, is he going to let me in or not? And if he doesn't, then you're going to run over him.
Steve Burns.
Well, Mike, as DW said, Jeff Gordon, a little bit of a bobble in qualifying. He was tight. Crew Chief Alan Gustafson has said this car is neutral. They have a lot of adjustments.
Corbett, I hope Jimmy wins. I hope so too. I hope so too. Oh yeah. Thank you, Trevor, for that. Yeah, the 2011 fall one. Yeah, I remember. Okay, my bad. I just didn't like the one with the where they actually had like the black outline with the white text and everything. I didn't like that one. I just couldn't get behind that one. Off topic, who's the Penske driver? Personally, I don't mind Keselowski. I don't mind Brad Keselowski. Logano, I think I would probably advocate for easily the worst. I would probably say I like the least. And it's not because of Logano himself. It's his fans that I think are truly it's his fans that are like absolute like ludicrous people. So no, I mean no offense to any Logano fans out there, but some of y'all fans are just toxic as hell. So
Hamlin looks to me like he might have a bit of a problem. He's really backing up early.
Yeah, Steve Burns was on the mic just now. Yeah, this race happened about 3 years before his tragic passing. That's
leading up to 4 laps to go. Got passed by Kevin Harvick.
Burns was taken way too young.
17 laps complete at Martinsville Speedway. You're watching NASCAR on Fox.
2014 Martinsville Small is very special to me. Glad to be there for it. Yeah, that was a really good race.
NASCAR on Fox.
Even though we pretty much had zero speed. Well, it wasn't that. I think we had like a penalty early on, then we got damage, and then it all went downhill from there. So that was not a great day for us Jimmy fans. But Junior won that race, so that was a good last few laps there with him and Gordon. Oh, it looks like Gordon. It looks like Gordon has taken over the lead.
Gets a good run, and of course Harvick says he's faster than I am. It's a little early. Give him the spot right now.
Harvick just let him go. So Jeff Gordon now to the lead.
That's pretty accurate. Steve.
And although he's taken the lead by
Joseph, welcome to hell.
The track is starting to tighten up as more rubber is being laid down.
And no, Joe, I will not. I will not send that message to, or whatever Matt sent me earlier today.
That goes on this racetrack, plus from the truck race yesterday.
Now, Jeff Gordon just put a lap on J.J. Yaley in the 49. If you watched qualifying on speed yesterday, you know that Yaley missed the
these cars were amazing back then.
Disallowed.
Yeah, he was too low. NASCAR checks every one of the go-or-go homers in post-qualifying. They had checked J.J. Yaley in the 49, and sure enough, it pulled him right into the field when they disallowed Tony Raines' time.
Chassis height too low?
Too low in the front, yes.
I mean, guys, we'd run 30 laps, and Larry, that's about the optimum amount of laps to run to get tire pressure pretty much built up where you think it's going to be. Heat in the brakes are now affecting the tires. I don't know that there's so much rubber on the track.
So
the car is going through a transition.
So yeah, we got a bit of a green flag run go. How's everybody's Easter going?
Kevin Harvick has now dropped.
How have you all enjoyed this your Easter so far?
Mike Harvick told me that he and so many other teams were throwing.
I mean, yeah, I don't think that tradition is ever going to be broken though. That NASCAR races on Easter week. I don't think that tradition is ever going to be broken. I'll be honest, but yeah. Hope you guys are. But yeah, hope you guys are all doing well. You're staying safe. Hope you all had a really good Easter. I see. All right, I'll see you later, Carbon. I'll definitely send pics when I'm at the track for sure.
Guys, it was about this point in the truck race yesterday on
I really wish I could meet you, man. I really wish I did.
But after you run 30 laps or so, the brakes get hot and you can lose a bead on one of the tires, melt through the tire and actually blow it out. So be interesting to see.
Knoxville for the trucks. I wholeheartedly agree.
Some tire problems if there's not a caution soon.
And you're exactly right. It's set up, and you just heard Harvick say his car was really loose.
Mine is good. I've been bowling right now. Busch Brothers fan? Yeah, that's what's up.
Driving like you wanted to. That's what gets you in trouble.
Maybe one day if we somehow stumble across each other, maybe I can teach you a thing or two.
Going everywhere. We got them going to the brake calipers, to the rotors, to the tire themselves.
I mean, not to brag about my bowling, but I am almost averaging 200 in league. So my highest game was 288, and my high series was 763. So.
Man, I got a lot to worry about, y'all.
Just take care of your beads, you'll be okay.
Where's that 10 car? I'm gonna have to wait for that leader. I'm gonna have to wait for that leaderboard to show it again before I can give you a definitive answer on where he is.
When he's talking about beads, the first thought came to my mind.
How we doing, moment?
Down in New Orleans, and they were sitting there after the game, had the beads on and everything.
I saw you in Dairy's stream earlier.
Well, if you look at the crowd,
Junior underneath Denny Hamlin, up to the 7th spot now.
Just drove by Denny Hamlin. Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 88 started 14th. He has now moved into 7th.
Kevin Harvick led the first 21. Jeff Gordon.
Danny goes down in this race. She did what did she do? She did Daytona, she did Charlotte, she did Bristol, she did I know she did that Phoenix race. She crashed in the last lap. I know that one. Yeah, not this one.
I'm loving it.
46 laps complete. Jeff Gordon continues to run this track at under 21 seconds. Not the quickest car on the racetrack, but he's a 10th faster than second place.
She did part-time, and yeah, 2012, yeah.
6 seconds back of the leader.
10 cars, the whole reason this race is possible.
Top 5, we've been green all the way so far.
You're not wrong.
Now led
You're not wrong.
Laps. And Jeff Hammond, from your perch up on the roof, what's caught your eye in these first 50 laps?
48 waffles. No, there has not. But I don't think it's gonna be too long. I don't think it's gonna be too long before. I don't think it's gonna be much too long. I don't think it's gonna be too long. So, a lot of stuff in the works. A lot of stuff in the works. So, I ain't gonna say anything else beyond that. But yeah, stuff is in the works.
Junior, get well and get back to the track, buddy. We miss you.
Now, Junior is in hospital, but we've learned it is not a life-threatening condition. He expects to be released in the early or middle part of this week to a rehab facility, and hopefully that's all good news.
It is, and now focus on another Junior here, and this Dale Junior is on the move, guys. This car looks
Junior
a lot
is
like
coming.
Very similar as far as setup goes.
Junior's coming. He's closing in on Newman now.
39. And our points leader, Greg Biffle, he and Matt Kenseth just have had a hard time figuring this place out. Kenseth 18th, Biffle 21st, Carl Edwards 25th. The Roushketeers nowhere near the front of this group.
Yeah, we got 23 people watching. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button on the stream. It really helps the channel out a lot, especially with the algorithm. So really does help out a lot. I think it was another family member of Junior's, I think. But they have recovered. So.
Turn 3, Keselowski makes the dive bomb pass.
Whoa.
Kevin Harvick, but there's a lap car, Darryl, right in front of him.
Yeah, I think it's going to be okay, though. I think Harvick will probably give him the spot.
Yep. Harvick's going to give Keselowski the room.
Yields a little bit and lets him go. Edwards and those guys knew. They knew.
Well, they just skipped by like 5 seconds or 10 seconds or whatever it is.
Well, then let me ask you both. We cannot test at any of the current Sprint Cup tracks.
There's Carl Edwards in the Fastenal car.
What is anywhere like this race?
That scheme was so cursed. That scheme was cursed, honestly, the whole entire time of the Cup Series. It's like that sponsor was just destined for the Xfinity Series. That sponsor was destined for the Xfinity Series, I'll be honest.
Caraway might have some similarities. We went to Greenville. Thought Greenville had some similarities. I've never been to Little Rock, but guys tell me that that's a track that has a lot of
Daniel Suarez will be calling.
Truly, you got to come here. I mean, you got to come here and get the right shock package to get this.
I can't understand that conspiracy theory, Austin. Like, I don't think I'll ever get that conspiracy theory you just put in, but.
Meanwhile, on the right of your screen,
Clint Boyer now making a move.
Tony Stewart and Marcus Ambrose. Dick.
Well, Johnson qualified poorly, Mike. He started in the middle of the field today, but this morning he told me not to worry, that the car is rock solid. It is very fast. So far, so good. Johnson has already passed 10 cars today.
Oh, Busch Brothers fan! Thank you for the new channel membership. Thank you for that, man. I appreciate that. So yeah, I don't think I mentioned this earlier. The only way you guys can, if you guys want to support the stream, the only way you can do so is either if you become a channel member, or there is a Streamlabs link down in the description. So anyway, yeah, you're gonna get Busch Brothers. You get Kurt Busch. Oh, Kurt's got a problem.
Possibly he's cooked the bead on that right front tire.
Now, can he get to pit road?
Right front tire looks, right front tire is flat.
Needs a break in traffic to make pit road. He'll get it in the back straightaway here.
Look out, look out.
He'll be able to make it.
So far, no debris being punted out on the track.
Kurt Busch was 32nd, 1 lap down.
So we might stay green here.
So we stay green at 60 laps.
And being 32nd a lap down already.
Yeah, this was when Kurt Busch was in like was in the middle of like
Daryl, just a
This is
second
like,
ago we saw Casey Kane in the
I guess I could say midlife crisis,
We're about halfway through
because he was all over the news. Like, he was,
I can watch Kevin Harvick
that was back when Kurt used to rage all the time, and he was. I remember he also gave I think Bob Pockworth the business at after an Xfinity race at Dover, which I was actually there for that race.
I don't think he did. Just cut the tire blew out.
And he's still sitting on pit road.
Yeah.
He's just now leaving his pit box. He's going to be about 4 laps down when this is all said and done.
But yeah. So anyway, thank you, Busch Brothers fan, for the membership. As I was saying earlier, it was, I think it's for $2 a month. Yeah, $2 a month. You guys are gonna get exclusive emotes. If you also are a part of the Discord server, you also have access to members-only chat, and members-only voice chat. Eventually I'm gonna work on new perks. But
He's not a dark horse for sure. You know, he's won races,
but we'll see. But we'll see what happens.
But let's watch his.
But we'll see what happens. But yeah.
You see how the driver uses his left foot? He pats that brake. He'll do that every straightaway. That's just assurance that that brake pedal is there.
Cookie Rookie, I see you in chat.
And then watch how slowly and gingerly he pushes that gas pedal down, like it's got an egg under it. Easy. You don't want to get on it too hard, too fast, and then get it wide open just instantly, and then off of it.
And Daryl, it's just past halfway down the
Yeah,
straightaway.
you need brakes.
He's actually starting to roll out of that
Yeah, look.
throttle.
You have to.
Yeah, look at how they're managing the throttle and the brake.
Into the corner, it's just the way you drive this place once you get into race conditions. Now, if he was trying to pass somebody, he might drive on down in there a little deeper.
Denny Hamlin trying to come back toward the front. He's in 6th place, 6.1 off the lead. He gets under Kevin Harvick mid-corner.
Kevin Harvick sliding backwards here.
At the other end of the speedway, Matt.
Any Harvick fans that are probably watching this, they're probably wondering what's going on right now. Wait a minute. Lap 69! Lap 69! Let's see those nices in chat. Let's see those nices in there. Come on, I want to see the spamming of nice. It's lap 69, folks.
Listening to Jeff Gordon right now, he said, I might have lost the tread or something like that. Gustafson saying, we're ready for you. If you need to, come to us.
I don't know why it just happens, but when a driver sees other drivers...
Joe, I know I'm funny.
Instantly, you start to feel a problem with your tires.
It's just that I don't know I am.
Psychologically, you can't help it.
You can see Jeff.
Well, that was I see a lot of you. I see a lot of you spam the nice. So that's awesome. That's awesome. I love this.
Will it feel like a flat?
It will, Mike. We saw that in the pre-race show.
Oh. Ooh, we got debris.
On the back. But remember when we saw Greg Biffle in our pre-race show shaking his car around and all the rubber flying off the tires? That's what this is. Could have gotten out of the groove a little bit, picked up some debris.
Now we've been 71 laps with green. No caution yet. You heard one of the spotters looking at the back straightaway.
See what this debris. Oh, Marcus Ambrose.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a brake duct.
Yeah.
Yep, it's come unraveled.
Yep.
Yeah, because they not only have brake ducts going to the front wheels and brakes, they have them going to the rear as well.
It's gone.
Yep. I don't know where it is though. We somehow stay green. If this was today's NASCAR, that would definitely be a caution.
Battle 72 laps in at Martinsville. And the Goodies pain relief 500.
I thought Blue was a family-friendly channel.
NASCAR on Fox is sponsored by.
You're really funny if you think that if you think this channel's family-friendly. You're funny if you think that.
Let's take an inside look at what's happening in the NASCAR Cup Series, brought to you by Strife. On lap 9,
yeah,
Jeff
so
Burton had the
I try to be the best person I can be on this platform, but you know, some things happen and
with live in-car audio
you know, some,
and real-time stats on the only national carrier.
You know, sometimes that friendly barrier is broken, so I apologize about that. But hope that doesn't impede your viewing experience. So if it does, I'm sorry about that. But
Keselowski just a little bit.
Are you happy about Stenhouse getting second? No, I am not. Of course not. I mean, I'm glad he didn't win the race. I mean, I should be happy I mean, he didn't win the race, but like he was close to winning the race. That would have really set me off if somehow that did happen. But
I waited a year and a half for this opportunity, and the eye-opener for me was when I hit the wall on lap 20 at Phoenix that I need to just settle down a little bit.
Hey, you know, Larry, it's funny you say that, but I've been in a situation when I drove the 11 car for Junior.
Joe, if you want to say it, send it to me in a DM, not here.
You just have to let that all work for you. You can't do it by yourself.
Riding with Kevin Harvick, who has fallen to 8th from the outside pole.
Are you happy? Are you happy? Stenhouse will start in park in the future?
Whoa!
If it gets to that level,
that right there is what
I might be.
Junior could have said, "I'm going to."
I don't know. I mean, yeah, there's still, you know, there's quite a bunch of Stenhouse fans I know, and they're not happy with how I like Stenhouse, but I'm not gonna.
Question of balance.
Moffat Cass, you probably shouldn't have said that.
Just let it. Don't worry about that. We'll get you another one when that one goes away.
But when you see two drivers running that close like we just saw, I can't help but think back to Bristol, the other short track a couple of weeks ago, when Dale Earnhardt Jr. and his teammate Jeff Gordon were racing that close, and it cut that left rear tire.
Yeah, Harvick's back down to 9th. We just got around him, so move us up now into 8th.
Dale Jr. worked behind Ryan Newman, and the lap cars in front of them were double file. And now J.J. Yaley has dropped in behind the 33 of Hermie Sadler to give the lead lap cars some racing room.
Drivers in these cars today look so.
Who won this race, Cookie? You got to find out for yourself. You got to stay here the whole time.
You look comfortable, and you got to be, but that doesn't mean you're not working hard. See, back in the day, Mike, we had to hold ourselves in the seat with our
Junior's getting really good exits.
Now they're locked in these seats, and all they got to do is steer that thing.
Going out just a little bit higher, going just a little bit higher. He's trying to get that nice drive. He's trying to get that nice drive off the corner.
Brad Keselowski inching in on Jeff Gordon's lead. It's down to 9/10 of a second. Here's a look at our Dodge Chargers of the race. Keselowski second. His teammate A.J. Allmendinger 21st.
Yeah, A.J. Allmendinger didn't have a great stint with Penske, I'll be honest. I actually thought at the time, like, when Allmendinger was thrust into that 22 car, I thought this was his best opportunity to perform in top equipment, because Penske was the best team in 2012. Well, I mean, both Penske and Hendrick were basically the two teams to beat pretty much in 2012. But
that was his spotter, Ty Norris, and
yeah,
you know, that's something that obviously Dick that the spotter needs. That's feedback he needs to give his driver.
Yeah, the driver does need the feedback, but he also needs to have the chassis adjusted. They are looking forward to pit stops, Larry, because the car is loose in and loose off at this point.
Yeah, and I don't want to hear I got the fastest car on the track. I don't want to, you know, I want to know position. Where are other guys at? And remember, the start-finish line.
Busch dropping back a little bit. Tony Stewart just went around him. Now here comes Martin Truex.
That's what you want to know.
I've been watching
Bobby Labonte not too far behind, as well as Matt Kenseth.
The fastest qualifying Ford driver, qualified 12th. He fell back almost about 20th, but over the last number of laps, he's been working his way back toward the front. He's back up to 12th where he started this race.
Jeff Gordon, Brad Keselowski remain about 1 second apart after 95 laps in Martinsville.
Ooh, we got a caution.
The first caution of the day. It came out for Kyle Busch, and all the lead lap cars have now made stops. Jeff Gordon.
Ooh, we got a caution.
Denny Hamlin,
okay.
Casey Kane, the first one's off pit road.
I see a
So
lot
Jeff
of guys
Gordon, first one off.
too.
Denny Hamlin, second. Kane,
down.
third. Oh, Kyle!
Here's why we're under caution. Coming down the back straightaway.
Kyle Busch with issues.
Had a big problem.
Bounced off the wall a little bit.
Did not look like he cut a tire, did he?
I heard him say he felt like it broke a rear track bar. That's what holds the rear end in the center of the car. If that thing broke,
Well, it only took about 100 laps, so now here we are. We have a caution, our first yellow. Is this the one where he actually said, freaking destroyed? Destroyed!
The car, you can see the rear end housing
Is this the
around
race?
back and forth back there. I'm pretty sure that's what happened to it.
2 penalties
Oh
on
my
pit stops. Ryan Newman too fast entering.
I like him.
Jimmy Johnson too fast exiting.
I like him. Oh, you bitch.
Start at the back.
Somebody said Jimmy had a whale of a pit stop. He did.
Kyle Busch was running 15th when he impacted
Great.
the straightaway.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Great. Now we gotta fucking drive up again.
Well, the fun police are here for Ryan Newman and Jimmy Johnson. The free pass goes to Paul Menard. He's our Aaron's lucky dog on the first caution of the day. You don't need credit. All you need is Aaron's.
Going to have a restart here, Mike. It's going to be interesting to see where Jeff Gordon goes. Yesterday, the outside line was the best line to be in, which seems contradictory to what you'd expect here. Let's see if he's definitely going to go on the inside for the restart.
Sorry to Cookie's brother. I apologize.
The computer determines your time in each segment and applies penalties as needed.
Yeah, Mike, I was saying.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Jimmy is my everything. Okay, Jimmy is everything to me.
Gordon and Keselowski. Here
Jimmy was still good at this time.
At
this time. Yeah, those words hit different now.
Just the lead.
Those words hit different now. In this day and age. Anyway, Gordon with the lead. Hamlin second. Kane underneath Keselowski now for third. Ooh, crank it up.
Jr. getting into turn number 1 as
oh boy,
up to 6th. Now outside Martin Truex, but that cost
Junior
boy 3 spots.
Now see, he used to be his boss. Dude, Junior used to be Eric's boss, but not anymore.
And now Junior stuck to the high side. Can he get?
Yeah, I tried to turn it up, but this is as high as it could go.
The top side.
But Eric Almirola in that 43 car, he had qualified 19th, but just as that caution came out, he had.
Joe, I hate you so much.
I
really do.
If I were he, because I think he's going to get a little visit here from a man in a green car.
What?
Payback.
Junior got it back.
And that kind of payback, Darrell, that's all fair in love and war.
That's Martinsville.
Yep.
Good old short track racing.
Tony Stewart in the 14, Matt Kenseth in the 17, even Logano in the 20. They've got Almirola in the 43 pinned on the outside.
You'll see here.
Here's how it started, Darrell.
Yeah, Eric gets down under, nice and clean here, but
he
gets a little loose.
And
knocks him
yeah.
off the track.
Yeah, moved it. Yeah,
Jr.
moved him.
Right now is
yeah, he washed up and he got into Junior.
Says, you do it to me,
I'll do it to you.
I do it to you.
Yep.
And that's fair.
Good old bump and run. We're gonna be seeing probably gonna be seeing plenty of that this upcoming week in the night race. I'm definitely hoping though the race is gonna be a lot better than the last spring race.
Pulled away from Denny Hamlin by a second, and Almirola continues to fight there. You saw him with the 29 of Harvick. There's the lead, first through fourth, single file.
Geomaster, good to see you in chat. Austin Higgins, all right, it was nice seeing you, man. Take care. I hope you had a good Easter, man. The good thing is that Eric. Oh no. Do you think Joey and Hamlin are extremely talented? Absolutely, they both are. They definitely both are.
Heavy damage to the 18, but everybody down here right now is still scratching their head.
And that's a pretty major repair. I mean, there's a lot of things that are connected to that rear end housing. You've got the gear with the drive shaft.
So anyway, Kyle Busch is still in the garage. But it's looking like they're going to try to get her back out, try to see if they can get some more points out of it.
Riding with Jeff Burton.
Jeff Burton now getting to the inside of Keselowski.
Takes a peek inside Brad Keselowski, who gives him plenty of room. And Burton, who started
Keselowski was actually catching up to Gordon in the last run.
Yeah, Burton's got a pretty good little ride right now. It's nice and solid. Made some good passes.
You know, everybody remembers Tony Stewart making a pass on the outside of Jimmy Johnson here to get a big win. But remember when Jeff Burton passed Rusty Wallace on the outside to get his one and only Martinsville win? Burton said sometimes your car's just that good. You've got to go where it wants to go. And hey, I'm faster than him. I can get around him. And he did.
I don't necessarily remember that. I'm pretty sure Rusty does, though.
Carl Edwards at the 99 trying to hold off. Allmendinger.
And you play.
Yeah, Edwards is holding up a line here.
See how Allmendinger in the 22, he blocked just a little bit because McMurray had a nice run on him.
Well, McMurray in the 1 and Regan Smith in the 78. Right now, they are fighting to be the first driver a lap down. Should we get the caution?
And there's Jimmy right there in 20th.
Yeah, right now
we briefly saw him in the
22 cars on the lead lap after 117 laps.
Denny Hamlin sitting third, Matt.
Exactly.
Started watching when I was 3. Huh, nice. I actually started watching NASCAR when I was 5. I was 5 years old, but I started collecting like the NASCAR little diecast cars around age 3. So plus my dad has been a fan his whole life. So basically it was kind of born into me. So.
A driver gets a place like this figured out. It never changes. This track is probably the most consistent track we go to year after year after year with the concrete turns.
Steve Dale Jr. just powered past Keselowski.
Cookie, are you talking about the damage clock you're talking about? If you're talking about that, I think that's 2017? Which, to be honest with you, the damage clock, it's total BS. It's total BS. Like, even if you have a good enough car to complete the race, if you go over that 5-minute threshold, you're done. What is the purpose of that? That only goes to show you that, you know, NASCAR is going towards they're mainly going towards entertainment product, and unfortunately, that's what it is.
You're watching NASCAR on Fox.
Man, these 22 I remember that. That's very nostalgic right there.
Network, AT&T, Rethink Possible. By Coca-Cola, it's time to refuel. Coca-Cola.
Rusty is great. Christian. Christian, my guy.
Defend what's yours.
131 laps.
Good to see you. Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
109 of them.
Sorry if I keep looking at the chat and then back at the screen again. I think what I should do probably is just put the. I think I should just put the thing here so I could be able to keep an eye on chat without having to move.
Let's go to the University of Farmers and Jeff Hammond.
Michael Walter was talking about how you can melt a bead. This is what a normal bead looks like on a tire mounted into the rim. Let me show you what happened to Kurt Busch's tire. This is what happens when you have over 1,100 degrees of rotor temperature and everything gets so hot in here, the tire literally melts down. It comes apart, loses its air, and for the 51 car, Kurt Busch, he also found the outside wall.
And Jeff, I know you know this, and Larry too, they pack so much brake inside that wheel. I mean, there's that clearance between the brake rotor and the
Screw
wheel.
Coca-Cola, Pepsi is king. No, I can honestly argue that Coca-Cola is better.
Inside a pretty small wheel.
A steel wheel, and that heat just transfers right to the weak link, which is the bead of the tire that Jeff just showed us.
It's racing. You make one thing bigger.
Whenever you go to McDonald's,
somewhere else, and here it's the bead
whenever you go to McDonald's Coke.
Brian Newman trying to hold off Jamie McMurray.
What else?
10 of David Rudiman has 27 laps in
what are those Coca-Cola Freestyle like machines that you find at places like Five Guys? That's where it's at. Cherry Coke is amazing.
Tires for the 43.
Pepsi Wild Cherry pretty much is just it's like literally a blasted cherry. Yeah, surprisingly there's a lot more cherry in Pepsi Wild Cherry than.
Well, and it showed up in that first 100 lap run because he didn't show up until the last.
McDonald's Sprite tastes on car batteries. That is so untrue. So untrue.
But you got to be careful with that kind
McDonald's Sprite is on another level.
The leaders, you can end up finding yourself looking at the front bumper of the leader in your rearview mirror.
That's another car.
Jimmy Johnson trying to overcome the pit road penalty, Dick. He's in 17th.
Now, he restarted in the 21st position.
17th now.
Important to know is that nobody has won one of these NASCAR Sprint Cup races since 2007 after getting a speeding penalty. They are particularly onerous at this place because it is so difficult to pass. But Johnson has been telling his crew how well the car is handling, how well it is running, and he is a master at this place.
Thanks, Dick. Here's the battle unfolding right behind him. Carl Edwards and Joey Logano with A.J. Allmendinger.
What about Dr. Pepper? Dr. Pepper's good. But I gotta be like in a certain mood to have that. I gotta be in a certain mood to have Dr. Pepper.
Laying down on the right rear, like it's got a pretty soft spring back there because the left front of the car seems to be a little higher. It's not coming up equally in the front.
Matt, how about the 22 Allmendinger?
Two issues he's been fighting today, Mike. First, the car just absolutely too tight.
Have you been to a Broadway show?
He says he just can't get finish off the corner.
Fun fact, Jess. Not only have I been to Broadway shows, I have also performed. Long before YouTube, I used to do acting, and I used to do quite a bit of singing as well. And I've done a lot of Broadway workshops in the city, and those were a lot of fun, and I got to meet some really great friends through that. But I got to see quite a bit of shows through that.
3.2 seconds off the lead. How close will he be when we come back?
Gatorade or body armor? Oh man, that's a tough question.
We welcome you back live at Martinsville Speedway, a place famous.
That is an extremely tough question.
And a guy infamous for being a hot dog. Jeff Hammond just blew his entire per diem right there. With Michael Walton, Chris Myers, time for AT&T Raceway. And Jeff Gordon, your leader.
Gatorade or body armor?
Laps in, going 500 laps.
I actually have not had body armor. I think I might change that though. I think I should probably change that when I'm heading down to probably when I'm in Martinsville. I think I should definitely change that.
Well, people talk about how this track
Because I used to have Gatorade a lot, but I'll be willing to give body armor. I'll be willing to give body armor a chance here. I think I'll definitely get body armor on the way. Probably on the way to the track.
But in that time, he's had 2 second-place finishes in between his last win here at Martinsville.
Yeah, and look how fast he is. He's driven that car straight to the front. He's all over Boyer there for the 3rd spot. Junior's running a great race. Again, Chris, people have to keep
try the fruit punch. You'll never go back to Gatorade.
Would get 12 or 13 cautions.
All right, Christian. I'll believe you. I hope you're right.
He's yet to lead a lap this season.
Don't forget to buy Martinsville hot dog. Yeah. So here's the thing about the Martinsville hot dog. It's got It's got chili. It's got slaw. It's got mustard. I mean, mustard on a dog. On a hot dog. I always have. And coleslaw. I love coleslaw. I love coleslaw. But I feel like, and also they got like diced onions or whatever. I'm actually not a cooked onions person. I'm actually more of a raw onion kind of guy.
That's the problem with them. And speaking of Jimmy Johnson, we heard Chad Keselowski chief on the radio said, "I don't see how any blank way."
But yeah, I feel like it's not that I'm excited to try it. I'm kind of worried about the aftermath because even though it's only $2, I feel like I'm probably going to be shooting my brains out.
Fastest driver challenge brought to you by the nation's largest 4G network.
Besides, besides another like little fun fact, I don't usually eat track food. I usually bring food of my own, or any of that because track food for some reason it always messes up my system, and it's not a great feeling. It's not a great feeling at all. You definitely don't want to have the stomach that I do.
144 of 166 laps. The caution was for Kyle Busch, whose car is still being worked on.
No, Joe, it's true. No, it's true. I never ate anything when I came to Riverhead. I never did.
Well, these cars don't have horns, so
the only thing I did was drink, but that's about it. Oh, Boyer gave him a little bumper.
The 11's up the hill just a little bit, and that 15 is getting a great run off the corner. I've been watching him. He's not real fast getting in, but he really gets off good.
I'm actually not sure when Joe, I'm actually not sure when you're going to be running a wall. Hopefully soon, because I definitely want to get to a race there before that track closes.
Mike on that last stop, 3 rounds down on the track bar and 3 rounds of wedge. Big air pressure change. Harvick said it really made a big adjustment with the race car. Much better. It was finally a little tighter off turns 2 and 4. But after 56 laps of this run, he said, "We're done again. No rear grip."
Yeah, right now it looks like Kevin Harvick, Matt, has about a 50-lap race car. And after that, because we're about 60 to 70 laps into this run, and this is about the time it went away on him in the first run.
I'm gonna have my heads. Gotta freeze my
So Harvick, defending champ of this race, struggling in 13th, 12 seconds off the lead. This battle remains a good one. 3rd place, Clint Boyer, Dale Jr.
Track ain't gonna go nowhere. Oh yeah, I really do hope so, because I definitely want to get to wall the moment when I can.
He runs right up on Boyer getting in, almost to his bumper. But watch Boyer. And Boyer gets that thing turned. He opens that gap up a little bit. Junior stays.
Y'all remember Hoosier?
And gets a little.
You talking about Hoosier tires? They use that in the ARCA series. Yeah. Are you left-handed? Yes, I am. I write with my left hand. I bowl with my left hand. I sometimes play basketball with my left hand. Shoot with my left hand. I throw with my left hand.
That's a warning sign.
Yeah.
Where's our series champion?
Ooh.
Stewart's been awful quiet today. He's running in 9th place.
Nice move by Casey Kane there.
Just kind of running his own race.
Well, you know, Mike, when you won this race in the fall, won 2 this year, no reason to be worried, right? Wrong. Steve Addington said they were worried after qualifying. They didn't
bit interesting when you look at Tony Stewart, his 14th
Well,
year
they
in
used to
Sprint
that.
Cup, 46 wins and 3 championships, but he's won 7 of the last 15 races. He said here on Friday, I feel like
Yeah,
I'm
Logano's
running
left-handed too.
consistently the best I ever have since I've been in NASCAR.
Confidence.
He
Confidence,
has that.
commitment, and a good race car. Now he lets Matt Kenseth go to the inside. Plenty of time to race him later if that 17's a little quicker right now.
Yeah, I got pretty cocky as a driver too when my car was good. You just, that creates all the confidence for you and your team. They get that car right, and then that driver can do his job. It brings you alive, man.
Carl Edwards said no mas. AJ Allmendinger tattooed him on the bumper in turn 3.
All right, so
They
it
ran a
is.
lap with the
It's
Dinger
about to
trying get past
be
him.
9 o'clock here.
Moved aside.
In it's about to be 9 o'clock here in New York. But anyway, so those of you who are new, we are rewatching the 2012 Goody's Fast Lead 500. And to those of you who are new or any of that stuff, but
looked like a flat right front tire, but wasn't.
But
This goes like normal. Next thing you'll hear is 18 too fast exiting.
But with him going back out on the racetrack here,
but anyway, hope you guys are
178
doing
laps,
well.
38
And
drivers still out
180
there on
laps
the track.
in. This race is going by rather a lot faster than I
We're in the car with Clint
anticipated.
Boyer. He's making a pass here on Kurt Busch. You get down in the corner here, right on that yellow line, right next to that curve, down the back straightaway. Listen how soon you back off the gas. Back off about.
Yeah, there it is.
So you can
If you have not already, use that code BlueJimmy. We're playing BCLs and Circle B Diecast.
That's what you want.
Use code BlueJimmy to get free shipping on $20 or more. And every purchase you make, it helps out the channel. So I definitely would appreciate that from all you fans of mine.
Yeah, sometimes you'll feel those back tires break loose a little bit. That's not good. You don't want that. But you can see, just get a little bit of wheel here. It goes down the front. Steers it off.
What is
in
your
there,
least
gets a nice
favorite
handful
race
of
that
wheel.
Jimmy won?
Back in the gas, nice and easy.
I'll be honest, I don't think any race Jimmy won is honestly bad to me.
Let's compare him to the car
Who gives a crap about the race? As long as you cross the line first, I don't give a crap.
Now we're going to look down in here, the foot cam. And you can
Here
see
we go again,
that,
another foot cam.
Casey's using a lot of brake, and you have to really be careful with that left foot brake because you'll have pressure on the brake pedal and not realize it. And the reason you pump it, as we said a little bit ago, is just for security. You want to know that pedal is there for you.
Just a little bit of confidence.
Yeah, that
And every driver you
yeah, that looked pretty. It looked, yeah, that scheme looked amazing. That scheme looks amazing.
That a lot of the success here is how you.
Oh my God!
Yeah, and one thing that you have to be careful of, and we used to do.
Day 500!
I used to put a great big door spring on my brake pedal, so when I had my foot laying on the pedal,
Oh my
I
God!
wasn't applying any pressure. I'd keep that big
Consider
spring on there, so I
this
wouldn't
an
be
Easter
putting pressure on
gift.
the brakes, 'cause that would create
Day
heat.
500!
Jeff Burton at 31.
Oh my God! Thank you so much for that $100 donation, man.
He takes his foot completely
Wow.
off of it. At least he was
Thank
earlier.
you for giving me extra money for Martinsville. Now maybe I can actually get a 124 diecast out of it. Wow. Day 500. Oh my God. Maybe I should start streaming on YouTube again more often.
You might have a stuck throttle. You could lift your foot on that T-bar and pull the pedal back, and hopefully that will.
Wow.
Watch how quickly. I mean, as soon as he.
Wow, that's not gonna get out of my head for a long time now.
Foot comes off the gas pedal. Watch how quickly.
Anyway, thank you, Day 500 so much, man. I'll make sure you're on my iRacing car on my next few iRacing paint schemes and all that. So.
Steve?
And Mike, Jeff Burton is saying his car is good on the long run, but he needs
I forgot. I saw the notification. I actually have to do something for donations about that.
Get that thing to turn the middle, but if you're not careful, you'll even make it looser off the corner under acceleration.
I definitely need to change that notification for sure. I just haven't had the time to do it. I've just been really busy with college and everything.
He used to come here with his family and sit
dude,
down in the bleachers and turn number one and watch the cup cars run.
I appreciate that, man, so much.
That was big.
Yeah, then he actually won here in 1997, one of the 4 wins that Roush Fenway has here at Martinsville.
Back in the day, and even today, I think to some degree, there were a couple of races that you really wanted to win as a driver. One was Daytona. Other was Martinsville. Daytona is the king of super speedways, and Martinsville was the king of short tracks.
Jeff Gordon
Jeff Gordon continues to lead.
Lap after lap, he's led 168 of them. As the
Ooh, that's nice.
Behind the backstretch here.
That would actually be pretty cool to take a pick on that. Take a pick on the train tracks. That would actually be really cool to take a pick of that. To pick on the train tracks over there.
KFC, come in today and taste why fresh is better. And by DirecTV, if you call yourself a sports fan, you gotta get DirecTV.
Almost 200 laps completed. Martinsville only.
Do you like Carl Larson's paint schemes? I do. I do, but the problem is they need to change. We need a new scheme. Sorry. I mean, as much as I like that tribute to Ricky Hendrick, I mean it's basically the same paint scheme every time. I mean, I need something different at least every once in a while.
Last time was 2002. And in NASCAR's inaugural season, 1949, this was one of 8 tracks.
You know that 2008 had a big 3: Kyle Busch, Carl Edwards, and Jimmy Johnson. Yeah, that is true.
Jack Roush in 2002.
And Mike, as I look at the lap times, this is incredible. Gordon's running 21:03. They're all in the 21:00s
imagine if a trade comes with us and camera over. Oh my.
Actually, back to Stewart. 21:00s. Everybody running.
Just let's not get too ahead of ourselves, okay?
We see Denny Hamlin here in the 11 car. He's about a second
we're
and a half
about
behind Jeff Gordon.
lap 201. We're gonna be closing in on halfway here.
Dick Burton was telling me on
Won't
that
be actually won't be
run,
really too long before we hit halfway.
We talked about these drivers spinning the rear tires, that the left rear tires will wore out after 100 laps. We're about 20 to 30 laps.
Did you hear Larry Mack with the
green flag pit stops?
Did you hear that just now?
Brian Vickers way up the racetrack in turn 4.
Yeah, I think Vickers may have a tire down, or else I know.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
What's happening with the number 10? As he's slowed, he's had multiple problems.
Here we go. It begins. It begins.
A brake fire. He probably blew out a seal.
Here we go. It begins. It begins, folks.
What happened to Vickers was he got a little bump. He got up in that real loose debris and got it all over his tires. That's what happened to him.
It had not been
this is the beginning. This is the beginning.
Laps ago.
So no caution. But Vickers falls from the lead lap. He's 1 lap down now, along with Carl Edwards and Kevin Harvick. Well, Jeff Hammond has more on brake heat versus Martinsville.
Oh, Kurt Busch in the wall again.
Busch there. And did he get the wall that time?
He's got another right front tire down. Remember, Kurt Busch in that first run had the same thing, and he did it again about in the same number of laps.
And that probably tells you, Larry, they just don't have adequate cooling to that right front.
Again!
Slides way up there, and...
Of course, when I joined the stream at the beginning.
Never touched it.
Wow, Kurt Busch again. Wait. Wasn't there a popular soundbite that came from this? Wasn't there a popular soundbite that came from this?
Well, guys, we're down here at the Ford Racing Tech car to talk about brakes. We can show you pretty quickly.
If someone can, if someone can tell me like what, why do I feel like there's a famous Kurt Busch quote that came from him hitting the wall the second time?
You've also got to keep them cool. That's one of the reasons why the teams are running 3 cooling ducts. You can see them right here.
If someone in chat can confirm that for me, I think I might remember it.
So they don't boil the fluid, because what's going to happen, you're going to get into rotor temperatures that are overheated. All of a sudden, you're looking through here, 1,100 degrees, and that means trouble.
Means the trouble that Kurt Busch has got right there, Jeff, as he's cooked his second beat, it appears, of the race here. Just a little past 200 laps.
Yep. Yeah.
Jeff
Without a
Gordon
doubt,
picking
Kurt's
up
probably
foot down.
screaming.
Ryan Newman is the 17th place car. And he's in danger of going a lap down at 208 laps.
What makes Gordon so good here, Mike, is he is putting down the
One.
same lap speed every
Remember
lap.
when Kent hit the wall 3 times in a race last
every
year?
lap.
Steve?
I was there.
And Mike, not only that is he running consistently,
That was New Hampshire.
he's also saying that the car is turning better now
And I was screaming, get off the track!
He's running 2080, so getting past Newman is not going to be perhaps as easy as Jeff Gordon would like.
Yeah, but Gordon can keep doing his 21.0s, and Newman can only do that 80 every now and then.
Still clean and green.
219 laps complete. Jeff Gordon still your leader. New second-place driver, Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Dale Jr. up to second now.
Back of his Hendrick Chevrolet teammate, Jeff Gordon, with Hamlin, Kane, three Chevys, two Toyotas in the top 5.
If there were
2.6 seconds.
Identical getting around this racetrack, it'd be the 24 and the 88. They have the same attitude. They roll the corner the same way. They look very, very similar as far as setup goes.
While we were away, Ryan Newman did go a lap down to Jeff Gordon. Remember, Newman was 6th before he had that speeding penalty. And it proved costly for the 39.
Newman is a lap down.
1 lap down, but in 16th place. Bobby Labonte begins this cycle of green flag pit stops.
Yeah, this is about the time we're going to start to see all of the drivers hit pit road. But, Darrell, this is one of those racetracks where you don't want to come until you absolutely have to.
Now, you're riding with Jeff Burton, who has dropped back quite a bit. He is 15th, just went a lap down to Jeff Gordon. And they were looking to see if Burton's car might be trailing some
Here comes
smoke.
Kane.
3rd place battle here.
Could we make it? And Kane's going to make it. Hendrick Motorsports 1, 2, 3.
Larry, you smell anything?
So it looks like that.
Yeah, I mean a gear burning up here.
So
I mean,
it looks like that. Looks like Hendrick Motorsports. I think they might be the team to beat here today.
Burning up a gear, and they'd say, "We know it's you."
Could they get that 200th win?
Our points leader, Greg Biffle, in that 16 at Jeff Gordon's trying to put a lap down right now. Greg Biffle is in the 14th position.
Well, Gordon running the way he is right now, Larry. He's just marching through this field, and he's lapping a lot of really good race cars.
Rick Hendrick Chevrolet's run 1, 2, 3. Jeff Gordon, Dale
Jimmy's
Earnhardt
up 10th
Jr.
now.
And Casey Kane. Jimmy Johnson back in 10th. Hendrick's first Cup victory came here April 1984.
Closing in on Stewart now, trying to get around him.
Star Racing. That happened when Casey Kane was
Harvick's on pit road. It
old.
might be a green flag pit stop.
As Kevin Harvick and Martin Truex hit pit road.
We're going to know whose gear that is.
Yeah, it is green flag pit stop time.
Such a low gear here that generates so much heat.
Matt?
Still confident they can turn this around. Big changes again on the chassis from the 29 of Harvick. Like Larry Mack said, it's about a 50-lap race car at this point. Car doesn't turn any better. There's absolutely slotting all over the back.
Brian Vickers, Paul Menard, Jeff Burton on pit road. And here's Steve.
And Jeff Burton just described his car very good on the long run. He said it's a little bit free early into the run. Try and help me there.
David Stremme and David Rudeman stopping in this cycle as Paul Menard's crew finishes up on his Chevrolet.
When you make a green flag pit stop here, even if you're near the front, you're going to go about 2+ laps down when they're racing under green.
Listen,
yeah.
If you hear a big loud
That's what
cheer
sucks
all at
about
once,
pitting at short tracks. You're gonna go multiple laps down, and if it doesn't work out, and Strife here we go, Dale Jr. go for the lead. Listen to the crowd.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. is the first driver that's been able to drive by.
Look at the fans. They're loving this.
He gets 1 championship point for leading 1 or more laps in this race. Allmendinger and Logano to the pits.
Let's not forget, Junior has had a very solid start to the 2012 season up to this point.
At lap 229, we're just about 20 laps short of halfway.
He only gets 1 point for leading right now, but he got a lot of attaboy points when he took the lead.
Finished second here last year and was in contention.
Kane's up pit road. Logano's up pit road. So was AJ Allmendinger. Junior's coming in. So Gordon's going to stay out an extra lap here.
spotter for Jeff Gordon is on kind of a 2-week trial. With
Newman's
Casey
up pit
Kane as
road,
spotter.
so is
Now
Greg
pit road's
Biffle.
busy. The leaders in, Earnhardt, along with Newman and Biffle and Smith. Steve?
Mike, the big thing, crew chief Steve Letarte reminding Dale Jr.
Now here comes Gordon.
up to speed on pit road, and also reminding his guys, nice smooth stop, no mistakes on this stop. They had just taken the lead. Jeff Gordon also
It's looking like Hamlin's going to stay out, and he does.
Gordon saying his car is really good, still turning well in the middle, but just a little bit loose off as he hits pit road. It's going to be 4 tires, no adjustments for Jeff Gordon. Again, just a little bit loose coming off the corner.
And here comes
Denny
Hamlin now
Hamlin's the new
down
leader,
pit
but
road.
Now he enters the pit lane. That should hand things over to Clint Boyer. Marcus Ambrose also making a stop. And here comes Jimmy Johnson in for service as well.
We saw what speeding on pit road did to Jimmy Johnson and Ryan Newman, so you really don't want to speed here, Steve.
Larry Mack, Marcus Ambrose saying the car is getting better as we go. 4 tires and fuel. Matt.
Opting for a bigger change on the 11 of Denny Hamlin this time. Heath Cherry, the tire carrier, wrench in the back window. Almost 2 rounds.
We're staying out extra laps. He's going to probably have the first tires out of everybody in the whole field.
Get the car to turn in the center of the corner. Gloves on, and he's finally away.
Tony Stewart is in, Carl Edwards and Kenny Schrader. Here comes Clint Boyer, who has taken over the lead to pit road. Dick?
And Carl Edwards' left rear tire was so badly worn, he thought it was actually coming apart.
Oh, Kane, I think was slow for a sec. Kane, I think might be slow.
He also had burned the left rear off about 40 laps ago and was unable to get off the corners. Krista.
Tony Stewart saying he's losing front end and losing forward right at the same time, telling crew chief Steve Addington, I need more, I need help. Steve?
And Matt Kentz is saying his car is just a little bit loose, getting in the corners and off, and just a little bit tight through the middle. 4 tires and an air pressure adjustment, Krista.
Steve, Brad Keselowski saying his car is so loose and he had to hold on to it. He said, Paul, I can't be loosened and fast this early in the race. They help him out with track bar.
So that leaves Eric Almirola, Jamie McMurray, and Juan Pablo Montoya, the only drivers who've not pitted. Now, when pit stops began, Dale Jr. had a 0.6 of a second lead over Jeff Gordon, who is now ahead of Earnhardt.
And I know how that happened. Jeff really made up a ton of time getting to his pit box. I don't know where the scoring line is, but he is sitting in a perfect spot. That's where he made up all that time. By the way, the 5-car, the HendrickCar.com Chevrolet here of Casey Kane has got an engine going away. It looks like I see smoke coming out.
Oh, yep, he does have a problem.
Boy, if it wasn't for bad luck, Casey Kane would have none this season.
Possible engine going sour. Oh, that has got to be a tough break. Oh, it looks like we got caution.
5 laps short of halfway. Dave Blaney has had trouble down in turn number 2. First time by.
Ooh.
Loses the car just a bit, and it washes
up a little bit.
Gets up in that marbles, gets that loose stuff on his tires, and the next time around,
the next lap,
around
it went.
When you get all that rubber buildup on your tires, the hot tires, it picks it right up, and you just like 4 flats.
From Casey Mirror's car, the Geico cam showed us that.
And I believe under this caution, they'll probably take this opportunity to clean the track a little bit because it's getting real dirty up out of the groove.
Blaney goes to the garage.
Yep,
so
there's the
Casey
HendrickCars.com Chevrolet behind the wall now.
Guys, we've got about 11 or 12 drivers on the
Look
lead
at
lap.
Kane,
Remember,
look
we
at
just
Kane. He's
cycled
got to be
through
frustrated
green
about
flag
that.
Pit stops. I think the guys at the front will stay out, but if you're at the back of the lead lap drivers, you might as well come in. More adjustments, more tires.
That's
some
gotta
fuel.
suck.
In fact, here comes Denny Hamlin in 11, the first one hitting pit road.
And you saw Casey Kane there just beating on the steering, not really beating on the steering wheel, a driver that's just absolutely as frustrated as you could possibly be. Just a terrible start to the year.
Well, Darrell, he finished 14th at Auto Club Speedway last week. That was his first uneventful race that he had all year.
Jimmy's in.
Jimmy Johnson in.
So is Denny Hamlin.
Stops here. And let's go down to Chris Myers.
Time now for our AT&T mid-race report here in Martinsville, Virginia. We're glad you're with us for NASCAR on Fox. And Jeff Gordon, 205 laps led, the most in the race so far. But Dale Earnhardt Jr. out in front, leading for the third race, trying to end a losing skid that's extended nearly 4 years.
You know, let's not forget Junior had a long losing streak.
Edwards is a lap down, who last year at this time was the points leader. Let's see who our guys are keeping a close eye on, and we'll start with our Darrell Waltrip.
You know what, Chris? Last year, I think Jeff Gordon, Dale Jr. really thought he let one get away from him when Kevin Harvick passed him the last few laps of this race. He has a car that's good enough to win this race today. Today, he ends that winless streak.
If he's going to do it, Darrell, he's going to have to beat his teammate, Jimmy Johnson. He's going to be fast at the end of this race. He had that speeding penalty, went to the back of the field. He's the only guy I've seen drive through the field. Watch Jimmy Johnson as this race winds down.
Well, Michael, if I'm going to beat Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jimmy Johnson, or the other Hendrick driver, Jeff Gordon, not getting many opportunities to adjust that race car, I'm going to have to swing for the fence with adjustments.
Tell you how good Dale Earnhardt Jr. is, to DW's point. Dale Earnhardt Jr. just told his crew chief, Steve Letarte, I'm taking it easy on that gas pedal. I'm getting off the gas pedal, about to start-finish line, and just letting it roll right through the corners. He's good, Mike Joy.
Thanks, Steve. The Martinsville track has been a scene of great triumph for Rick Hendrick. Got his first Cup win here. He's had 18 wins here. The Martinsville area has also been a scene of great tragedy for the Hendrick family. I think Rick Hendrick gets his 200th win right here today. Chris?
Yeah, Cookie, you're not wrong. I've been up and at him since this morning.
Of any tracker, Steve Letarte, who moments ago on the
I've been up and out this morning with this whole Easter. I've been out all day doing doing local things around my area. So I had to finish some work as well for college. So that also doesn't help. I did, however, record a couple videos ahead of time, so they'll be uploaded. We got a
fastest 4G network.
I got another NASCAR 15 video that's coming out on the 8th.
You know, it must be hot dog
and
time.
I also have another one ready to go for the 15th. So that's ready to go. So I don't have to worry about having to make a video while I'm away. Because I'm going to be, because I pretty much need all the space. I'm going to be recording for about 4 or 5 days. It's going to be a big vlog. It's going to be a really big vlog. So I got to make sure I have
proud to do our part.
So I gotta have a really good space, for that.
Every night, that's all I know.
So I gotta make sure I have a good ample amount of space for that. So
you can see the sweeper there, going to get that loose rubber.
No, we're still gonna watch it. No, we're still watching the race fully. Trust me. We're still gonna watch it.
Shows you the top 5 on our fast tracker in the Sprint Cup standings. Matt.
Mike, this is a place that Greg Biffle really wanted to put a lot of effort to try to turn around. He's never led a lap here nor scored a top 5 finish on a short track here, but they've made some big progress. That brand new car, they've made small adjustments. He needs a little more help to get the car to rotate, but he sounds pretty pleased. You can tell by the tone of his voice on the radio.
Well, Matt, they need to run down there and find out what Kent's is doing, because that's been the best of the Roush cars. He's up in 4th spot right now, and that car looked actually pretty decent all through the race.
As we anticipated, just had cycled through green flag pit stops with A.J. Allmendinger getting back on the lead lap. 12 drivers are pretty much there. Half of them stayed out. The back half, Denny Hamlin, Jimmy Johnson, the 48, hit pit road.
I'd like that luxury. I'd like that option right now to come in, make another little change, get them a little bit more fuel, go a little further on the next long green. That might pay off.
We're going long next week. We're going out
Texas.
to the wide open spaces of Texas and another 1.5 mile super speedway in 2 weeks for NASCAR on Fox. Enjoy your Easter weekend. We'll see you back in 2 weeks.
Like I always say, you better put on your work clothes, because that's big boy.
Yeah, this is this is the last race before
restart. with only
This was
12
the
cars
last
on the
race
lead lap
before
at
the
the
Easter
moment.
break.
We know that will change with waiver rounds and free passes as we go forward, but does that change your strategy at all when you're racing so few cars on the lead lap?
Well, you know why there's not a lot of
I
waiver
have to
rounds,
leave
because
a
none of
little
the
bit, but
cars
I'm
pitted,
back.
so that kept the guys
A little
trapped
bit, but
that
I'm
were
back
lapped
for right
down.
now.
Right.
All right,
But
good to see you
it
back,
really
Austin.
doesn't bother you that much. You don't think about it. Only when you're trying to get by that guy and he holds you up. You say, you know, that cat's a lap down. Why won't he let me go?
Texas, my hometown. Cookie, I am sorry that your track has gone down.
KFC come in today and taste
Has gone down Schitt's Creek.
Teammates.
I am so sorry that your track has just not been the same. Anyway, green flag back out. Gordon away with the lead.
Well, Junior left the door open for Boyer, and here comes Clint.
Whoa, Boyer.
Off the concrete onto the asphalt. Back in.
Junior's going to clear him.
But look at that 17 go on the outside.
Boy, Dale Earnhardt Jr. in that 88, when he came off too, he made sure he went straight to the bottom of the racetrack down the backstretch.
Yeah, look at Kansas. I mean, he dove to the bottom to block the 2 from getting under and going into 1.
Single file back to Jimmy Johnson, who has really worked hard to overcome that speeding
on the
penalty.
outside.
Side by side with Martin Truex for 8th place. Just can't find any room to get to the inside. Nobody's going to let him in either.
No, if you can just hang there for a little bit, something will open up. A buddy will show up like Tony Stewart and let you in politely at this point.
Behind Stewart, Bobby Labonte having a top 10 day. Battling Ryan Newman as Newman's trying to get back on the lead lap. And things unwind here at the paperclip. Biffle battling Labonte now.
A little caution.
Shout out to Bobby Labonte. He's having a really good day.
Gives me a chance to think about
Just
what
outside the top 10. JTG Daughter equipment.
Now what Greg Biffle in that 16, our points leader coming in here, he's trying to get up there.
Bobby Labonte ain't having a bad day at all.
Ryan Newman right now, the first driver 1 lap down.
Side by side, Martin Truex, Eric Almirola. They are digging hard.
Allie, I am sorry. Okay.
Johnson looking in.
Allie, I'm sorry. The people record. I asked what people wanted, and this is what they get. This is what they wanted. So.
Got that penalty. Got to the rear. Had to go to the rear of the field. Kept his pace. Kept pace with the leaders.
Trying to get
waited
2.
for his opportunity, and now he's ready to maybe move back up here and challenge for
underneath Truex.
as this thing unwinds.
And look
Gonna get 2 spots in 1 lap.
Truex battle to settle before Johnson went and
On
just
to
passed
7th
him.
now.
Steve.
Mike, listening to Martin Truex Jr., he said the last change did not help. It was just a little bit too snug in the middle. Too snug in the middle, so they made an air pressure adjustment and changed wedge, Dick.
Boyer getting to the inside of Junior.
Number 48 car, Chad Knaus called him in on that caution flag. He got 4 fresh tires. It cost him only 2 spots because there are so few cars on the lead lap. So smart move by the crew chief.
Thanks, Dick. New second place driver is Clint Boyer.
Yeah, a little slip by Dale Jr. coming up off the corner. Car got a little loose, and Boyer was there and made the pass. See Boyer here, looking. Maybe even made a little contact. Got Junior loose and was able to pass.
Got a little bit of contact there.
Had a little contact today.
Won't be the last.
There's a different look at it from Boyer.
Yeah, he had a little bit of run. Oh, Juan Montoya. Juan Pablo Montoya has crashed.
Kind of took Montoya's breath there. And there's contact with he and Kenny Schrader, it appears.
Somebody said something broke in his steering. Let's see.
The 32 is Schrader on the outside of Montoya.
Oh, yeah. That right there.
Ooh, hit the wall a little bit there.
But what happens is sometimes you get hit like that and you'll snatch the wheel real hard, and for an instant, your power steering box will lock up.
Thinks the wall's in shit dryer.
And that caution is a break for Ryan Newman. First car one.
Oh,
Hughes.
I see you.
Prior speeding penalty.
I'm not looking forward to when you text me. I'm so sorry. I am not looking forward to that.
Montoya was 24th. And no takers for pit road.
Well, I tell you what, they opened that pit road pretty late.
Yeah,
The
I
leaders
miss
were almost
Dick
past him when he opened
Brogren.
Almirola
too.
and Labonte among the lead lap cars. Will Pitt were under caution at Martinsville.
Yeah, I know why. Yeah, I know why you're here. You're here to rub it in.
Proud sponsor of the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series.
Asshole. I'm just kidding.
Let's take a look inside the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, brought to you by Sprint. Jeff Gordon has led 236 laps. All but 32 so far.
Opening day tomorrow. Opening day tomorrow. Let's hope Jake can get it done tomorrow.
Check out the NASCAR Sprint Cup mobile app on your Android-powered device, only on the Sprint network. Learn more at sprint.com/speed.
I'm just glad we're finally playing a game tomorrow.
Get ready. Pump them brakes.
I'm just happy we're finally playing a game tomorrow. Yeah, but now Kane's still in the garage.
Kane's car still in the garage, not yet out of the race.
Kane's car's still in the garage.
As they work under the hood, Jeff Gordon leading Clint Boyer, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Matt Kenseth, Brad Keselowski, the top five, then Hamlin, Johnson, Truex, Stewart, and Allmendinger, Almirola, Labonte, and Ryan Newman gets back on the lead lap with the free pass. Pace car. We need them to play. We need them to play. Honestly, at this rate, we're gonna play baseball by the time Francisco Lindor's contract is up. Like I'm not even joking. No, I'm being realistic here. We're playing tomorrow.
Getting off a corner, pretty sporty.
Great battle for the lead, but Boyer's been doing most of his passing by dive bombing to the inside. Didn't quite have the same speed as
Boyer's
Gordon
been
there.
Boyer's looking pretty good.
Side by side for fourth.
But see, Dale Jr. really respected Boyer right there and gave him an opportunity to race Jeff Gordon there and not put pressure on him.
But as we've seen for 272 laps with Jeff Gordon's car, it goes through the middle so quick, and he's able to put that power down to the racetrack.
3 wide back of the pack. How's that going to work?
I don't know. That looked like a spider.
Oh my!
Edwards on the bottom.
Looked like a spider 3 wide banana to me.
Edwards and Ambrose just went 3 wides and wide with Gilliland, and Gilliland was like the hot dog getting shot back out of the bun. No problem. But wow, close quarters racing. Coming off these restarts as everybody fights for all they can get.
Yeah, the restarts here is like bumper cars at well over 100 miles per hour.
"13 cars on the lead lap, 226 laps to go."
Oh, are you serious?
We crank it up for you.
Are you serious? The Nats and Braves got postponed? Just soak this, crank it up in first before I know about the Braves and Nats game.
Going to prevail over Matt Kenseth, with Jimmy Johnson's 48 now looking low.
Yeah, Matt Kenseth in that 17 car, he's been losing spots a lot since the drop of the green flag on the restart.
More Nats had COVID. Oh my God! What the fuck is going on with us?
Yes, sir. Tell him to let Matt know that I will come by for driving tips next time we're here. 10-4.
That's just
okay.
I don't know about that. I'm not sure either on that. I don't know. Jimmy will have to explain that one.
Sounds like it might have been part of a pre-race.
Junior trying to get back at Boyer again.
And now I know why Hammond always sounded the way he did. I just realized with that mouthful of hot dog you got.
And they're good.
Man, more Nats have COVID. Damn.
Martin Truex, Tony Stewart.
Like something
right there. So is
something has to be going on in the organization that is forcing these post moments. There is something that has to be going on.
He's flirted with the top 5. Oh, gave the dinger a bump. Thought he was coming.
I mean, yeah, we did have that with the Marlins last year, but still.
And one thing that Eric Almirola in the 43 has going for him, we know his car's been good on the long run. He has much fresher tires than any of these drivers in front of him because he was one of the drivers came to pit road under one of those most recent cautions.
I really like that strategy, Larry. I mean, you can't give up track position, but if you're back where he was, that's a great strategy.
Speaking of hot dogs, anybody seen Jeff Hammond?
Hadn't heard from him in a while. I think the last we may have seen him, he was in the concession stand.
Guys, I am really right here and where it's all happening. I'm in the in-car camera booth right now, or the trailer, I should say. These are the guys that are giving us the great shots. Each one of these gentlemen have 2 cars that they're monitoring, and they're working with our director, Artie Kempner, trying to keep up with who, what, where, when, and how, what's going on the racetrack. But it's really intriguing to be able to watch these drivers, see the bumper cam, see the roof shots they've got, the way they switch it and keep it up during the course of the race. Folks, these people make you feel like you're sitting right inside the cockpit.
We are getting some cool shots this year.
And these fellas are the best of professional video gamers.
Michelle Dinger didn't blow his chance.
Watch those, move those cameras, pan them around, choose the shots, and we bring them to you. Well done, fellas.
Ken's better than JJ confirms to give advice.
Clinic today.
Who has more wins and who has more championships? Yeah. Okay.
This race, Gordon went to the front, and Steve, the only laps he's not led since were during the 2 cycles of green flag pit stops.
Mike, it's interesting how Jeff Gordon constantly analyzing during a race. He just asked Alan Gustafson, hey, what are the
You can't win 5 championships up to that point unless you're a pretty talented driver. So.
On that last run, we discovered, though, we had a slow leak in the right front tire. Other than that, tires all look good.
And his lap times look good right now, Steve, as he's running like 20:55. The only one close to him is Clint Boyer in that 15 car running second.
Well, I can tell you something. Jeff Gordon ain't no slow leak today. I can tell you that.
Johnson now going for 4th.
Battling Brad Keselowski for 4th. Jimmy Johnson, Krista, has had quite a comeback today.
Yes, he has, Mike, and that's one of the cars that Brad Keselowski is keeping track of, just telling his team the Hendrick cars rotate so well at the 2/3 point of the corner. That's my weak spot, but my drive off is better than theirs.
But just remember, Jimmy Johnson in the 48 that we're riding.
Do you watch Slap Shoes? Yeah, I do.
Inside the top 10.
If he's actually, I think he actually might be going to Martinsville, if I'm not mistaken. So if he is, then I'm definitely gonna try and see if I can meet up with him because Slap Shoes. I mean, I'm really proud of him for all he's done. I mean, it's honestly just amazing how in like less than a year he's gone from the bottom to the top, and now he's already closing in on I think on Eric Estep for one of the top NASCAR YouTube channels on the platform, which is absolutely crazy, absolute insanity. So it would be an absolute honor if I got to meet Slap Shoes. It really would be.
NASCAR on Fox is sponsored by Husqvarna, Taming the Wild, by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Subway. Subway broke the 200-calorie breakfast
TNT 93. Sorry, TNT. Yeah, TNT 93 men. Yeah, one of the OGs.
200 laps to go in Martinsville, Virginia, in the Goody's Fast Release.
All right, so less than 200 to go now.
Has led 260.
Jimmy's now up to 3rd.
Laps. 7-time Martinsville winner. There is his car owner, Rick Hendrick, atop Gordon's pit box. Looking for that 200th win as an owner. And Gordon has been the class of the field all day. Clint Boyer, though, having a strong race in 2nd.
Yes, he is. He's been right there and can't keep pace with you. But, Larry, something I've been noticing. We were running 21 O's for the longest time. We've picked up about 2 or 3 tenths here in this period from halfway on. Seemed like everybody's picked up the pace just a teeny bit.
Yeah, it's not like the weather has changed, but here's the driver I've been watching, Jimmy Johnson.
Slap would make a video. Should make a video about our deal with support troops on Sandra. We've been Atlanta next year.
He's in third, actually a little quicker than his teammate Jeff Gordon.
Not since June 2007 at Michigan. Carl Edwards did it, has a driver overcome a speeding penalty and won.
I think there could possibly be a video about my entire NASCAR Heat career. What are you talking about?
Today, and has been close to contention.
There's so many races, man. So many races. I could have gone, but
4.3 seconds back.
But of course, something always seemed to plague me. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'm excited and all that stuff, but like sometimes it's just utter bad luck and everything else in between.
The car still too tight. Denny says he's not sure if it's the two tires or the track bar adjustment that they've made, but they've got to look at reversing some adjustments on their next stop.
Thanks, Matt. Matt Kenseth started 21st.
Do you play Warzone? No, I don't. I don't play Warzone.
Right now in 7th place.
I'm more of a Rocket League kind of guy. And speaking of Rocket League, have any of you guys heard about the new update that's coming to Rocket League in July, I think, and there's going to be a NASCAR mod for it. So I'm definitely gonna buy that, and I will probably stream it. I think I'll probably stream it for you guys as well.
Runs from the drop of the green flag he's had in a while here.
Two drivers that had been beating each other senseless were A.J. Allmendinger.
Allmendinger's up to 9th.
And Eric Almirola in 10th. They were really going at it.
Almirola.
Last break. And Almirola tried, could not complete the pass, and now he is settled in 10th.
Oh, it's in May?
Run for the Dinger. A great run for
if the update's in May, then I'm sorry about that. All right, well then I guess it'll be here before I know it then. So problem is I haven't played Rocket League in I think over a year. And I'm not the best player, I'll be honest with you.
He wants to attend starting next year.
Martin Truex Jr. has dropped to 12th. That's still one spot better than he started, but he was up flirting with the top 5 earlier.
You spoke of that. It's funny how that works out. I took Sarah. We went looking for colleges, and the one I like, she didn't really think that much of. Wonder why that is.
Can you sing worth a crap?
Greg Biffle, the first.
Do you really want me to try?
Lap down. Just ahead of Carl Edwards. We will double check that as we're showing our.
Give me a
it
second.
Could be April Fool's Day with our scoring system. We had some problems earlier.
There you go.
We are showing 13 cars on the lead lap.
Are you arguing with the computer now?
Not at all.
You really want me to do it? Okay.
Can't explain it. Quick note on Bobby Labonte. He spent yesterday afternoon at Virginia International Raceway watching the 14-hour chump car sanctioned race for, and I quote, $500 crap can.
No, I'm not singing Bill Nye. No, I'm not doing that.
He and his son were down there, and there
not
was
doing
a
that. I
in
could
the car with a helmet on, and I really couldn't tell if it was Bobby or his son.
I mean, I don't know if I can sing. I don't know if I can sing anything else other than probably country. But that's probably about it.
His teammate Jeff Gordon, our leader in that 24.
Up to second now.
He's set up for coming on strong at the end of the day.
Well, but you haven't passed, and that's the leader. Go get him. Caution.
Whoa.
Oh.
A lot of smoke from Casey Kane.
Oh, Kane.
Coming on to pit
road.
Smoke coming out the tailpipe when they took to the garage.
Okay.
I think something happened to the engine for sure right there.
Never mind.
You'll see all that smoke come out to the
right
side.
Yep, she blew up.
Tire.
Yep, for good. Day's done.
Rick has put that HendrickCars.com on the car. I can't get a good run with that on the car. You can get some good cars there though.
Another driver who has been having a bit of a problem is Jeff Burton. Burton ran in the top 5 earlier. He's fallen 2 laps back to 20th.
Cue the Tokyo Drift
music. They're going to end up having to keep pit road closed until they can get that all cleaned up and get Casey Kane off pit road. But I think what that caution does, we had a lot of drivers off sequence on pit stops because of those quick cautions. I think this kind of levels it back out.
Loosening up in Jimmy Johnson's pit.
This is a big one right here. I mean, they've got.
I'm only gonna sting like 5 or 10 seconds or something. I mean, I don't want to get a copyright strike, even though
the first car one lap
that's
down,
the problem.
So our point leader will get the free pass on this caution.
That's
computer was
problem.
anticipating
So,
that.
Okay. So that'll give us 14 cars on the lead lap at the restart. Plus, if all the lead lap cars pit, then some drivers would be eligible for the wave around prior to the next restart. Last caution, only Almirola and Labonte pitted.
I could try definitely my boy.
Well,
I think
a little bit late. Jeff Gordon taking the lead early from Kevin Harvick. In case he came the pole sitter, never led in this race. And then here's some tight corner
He ain't got my smile that don't bother me a bit. He's got somebody else's eyes. I'm seeing myself in.
Yeah, I can't really figure out what happens there. He thought he broke the track bar. It doesn't look like that. He got loose entering the corner and then broke some stuff.
Trying to
running back of the back, but
holding on to every moment. God knows I missed a few. Day we met, I knew I had some catching up to do. I think that's probably all I'll go. I think that's all. That's what I'll. I think that's how far I'll go. I could. I mean, if I mean, probably if you ever see me in real life, I could try.
But Hendrick Motorsports, Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson currently running 1-2. 11 times they have finished first or second.
Yeah, and Jeff's won 7 of those times, including the last.
I'm not going to sing much more. I don't want to get a copyright strike.
There isn't any reason to worry about Jeff. He's going to be just fine.
Meanwhile, Brad Keselowski currently running 5th. Michael
To be honest, I feel like I'm mediocre, but a lot of people say that I'm not that bad. But
not too long ago, he was saying the Hendrick car.
Yeah, I did used to sing a few years ago, so
we need to work on.
That's exactly what I was hearing out of Clint Boyer and my guys. They were saying if we could just cut the middle like Jeff Gordon does, then we would outrun Jeff Gordon. But Clint says he just can't get it to turn. You can tell that, Chris. They're just running up a little bit higher than you see the Hendrick cars.
Jeff Gordon, and it's been 16 races since his last win. He's trying to hang on here, Mike.
Thanks, Chris. Let's see what happens when they open pit road. The sweepers are still out. Pit road will be closed for at least one more lap.
And remember, that 2-car Keselowski that dies, that's a brand new engine combination that they brought here, and a brand
put a
new
lot of that put a lot of that sand down there.
New material, more like what's being used by some of the other manufacturers. Lighter and stronger is the goal for Dodge in that department. And we'll come around once more before they open pit lane to the lead lap cars.
Yeah, I just don't know that I see anybody really rolling the dice here and doing just 2 tires. The only ones that may be a possibility would be Almirola, Bobby Labonte, maybe Ryan Newman, because they were on pit road about 30-35 laps ago. But I think as far when you've got a car as good as Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, Clint Boyer, Dale Earnhardt Jr., the last thing you want to do is what Denny Hamlin was complaining about: 2 tires, and it changes the way that car drives.
Yeah, Larry, you got to look at what's beating you.
How do you think NASCAR
and you don't want to beat
is
yourself by making a call like that. That would be just a
Coda is going to go. I'll be honest with you, it's going to be a boring race.
So you got to keep pace with the competition.
It's going to be a boring race.
You probably should take 4.
Only 7 drivers have led this race.
It's going to be a boring race.
Were during green flag pit stop sequences. Kevin Harvick led the first
so
21 laps, and Jeff Gordon.
So I think we may have about probably another hour left here on the stream.
180 to go. Track
still have 180 laps to finish.
See if they open the pits this time.
And they still closed.
Whatever happens here, now I feel safe to say all the lead lap drivers, everybody should end up pitting. It's still a one-stop race even from there after this pit stop.
Yeah, we got to get this stay dry cleaned up. That engine in the 5-car really left a mess on pit entry over there.
So that will get blown away this time.
So hopefully it'll be open
up
this
pit stop could really be pivotal because it is so hard to pass out on the racetrack. If you can gain a spot or 2 on pit road,
we had
right
a thing
here,
called
right now,
Service Master
big
Clean.
dividends later on.
It makes me a little bit nervous when the teams have
Service Master Clean caution.
Stop. I mean, it's a crucial stop.
Anybody remember that when you used to hear that on the MRN broadcast?
You're building up for it. Don't make a mistake.
track sweeper was blocking the pit entrance that time. So it'll be once more around.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we should be good next time by. The sweepers got most of that stage right out of the way over there.
3 Hendrick Chevys in the top 5, along with 1 of Michael Waltrip's Toyotas and 1 of Roger Penske's Dodges. Steve Addington, crew chief for Tony Stewart, made that winning call last week. A lot of folks second-guessed Darian Grubb for pitting his driver last week with the rains coming. But Grubb said this week, I thought we had a window. I thought it was going to open up and we'd get some green flags racing back in. Turned out
Green
not
flag
to be.
finally on pit road, and here we go. Here come the leaders.
Speeding penalty. Jimmy Johnson has been passing cars all day, Mike. Minor chassis adjustments. They had been worried about the oil temperature on that car, but the oil temperature on Johnson's car has now come back down again. Left side of your screen, Clint Boyer. There'll be no chassis adjustments on that car. He is very fast. Steve.
Jeff Gordon saying he's gotten just a little bit tight in and a little bit loose off. Small track bar adjustment up on the 24 car. Dale Jr. saying that he's been very patient waiting for the end of these runs, Matt.
Denny Hamlin, bottom of your screen, 4 tires. This stop, reversing the track bar adjustment, and they're going to make a wedge adjustment, trying to get this car freed up to the center of the corner, Krista.
Matt, nobody is more descriptive than Brad Keselowski. He wanted to know exactly what Paul Wolf was going to do. He said, I am so close to being there. Just give me a slight adjustment.
Gordon wins the race off. Johnson will be second, and it looks like
Jeff Gordon leads them off pit road. Jimmy Johnson, Keselowski, Earnhardt, Hamlin. Jeff Gordon has.
Oh, Keselowski did get in front of Junior. I actually thought he was speeding there for a second.
Stay tuned. Ready for the restart. Brad Keselowski was a capable challenger, but in trying to beat Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Oh, he got busted.
Watch him come firing out of
Ah!
this last timing segment. He's too fast. He will restart tail end of the longest line, and look at this as Jeff Gordon comes out of his spot and just beats Johnson.
Yeah, I've been watching that all day, and that's where Jeff has really had a big advantage. It's the curious case of the missing timeline, I think.
10 wave arounds, but nobody got back onto the lead lap, so we will restart with 14 lead lap cars and 172 laps to go when they get to the line.
Well, we're going to
72 to go. Green flag back in the air. Can we see if we can try to hang with Gordon here? And no, looking like we're not. We're just going to follow into line.
Johnson's able to get down in that 48 car in front of his teammate.
Oh, but wait a minute, Junior's gonna try to make a run.
Johnson gives him just enough room.
Sends it in just a little bit.
This time he's gonna have to give it. I think Jimmy's gonna have to give it up.
A little pressure from behind from Hamlin.
What they
oh!
Though is Jeff Gordon's getting away, so they need to stop
nice move, Jimmy. Nice move.
11 looked like he got in the back of Dale Earnhardt Jr. in '88 that time through 3 and 4.
Well, Junior slowed down a little bit to let the Johnson in, and
Carl Edwards way down on the inside, and somehow Bobby Labonte moved over and let him in. Things are really getting racy right there. Logano looking low on Harvick. Track's just not wide enough for the way some of these fellas want to race right after the restart.
Well, Carl Edwards right now in the 99 car, a lot like his teammate Greg Biffle before the last caution. Carl is the first driver, 1 lap down. Would love to see a caution here right now.
By the way, for any of you who've been wondering where that 10 car is, he is 36th right now.
Well, he's trying to hold that position because Brian Vickers in the 55 is the next driver 1 lap down right behind him.
And I was going to say that, Larry. And the 55 is trying really hard to take it away from him.
It's not over between Almirola and Allmendinger. The 22 took a big chunk out of 43's bumper about 3 laps ago. These two just can't avoid each other, and something's bound to happen before 500 laps is done here.
Well, Darrell, you talked about the intensity picking up and the speeds picking up.
Yeah, top three.
Top three drivers just ran.
Hendrick is the class of the field right now.
You know, you just keep making little changes to your car, adjusting to track conditions. That's what you want to see. You want your car to be the fastest right here coming up close to the end of the race. That's when you know the driver and the crew chief, everybody's done a good job of keeping up with the track.
Vickers up the track.
Oh, Vickers way up the racetrack. And that proves a bit costly.
Yeah, he's just trying really, really hard to get that spot away from trying to get away from Carl there, and he just
yep, went a little bit too hard.
Shot up the hill with it.
It's almost like he had a little too much rear brake in it, and it just got loose when he got on the brakes hard.
Now here's Jeff Gordon. We had that speeding penalty for Keselowski, and you don't just restart at the tail end of the lead lap cars, you start at the tail end of the line. So Keselowski, since the restart, has passed 7 cars, but look how far back he is. Somewhere back here. Got a long way to go.
He's over a half lap down to Jeff Gordon already.
Yeah, when you get a pit road speeding penalty like Jimmy Johnson did on lap 100, you can overcome it. That's going to be tough with 160-something laps to go.
And, you know, we talk about
there goes Hamlin now to the inside of Junior, trying to break up the 1, 2, 3. And he does.
Keeping up with the track, and the car's slowing down.
Denny Hamlin moves his Toyota up to third.
Did you see Carl Edwards on Race Up Friday? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's nice to see Carl Edwards, though. He's living his life. You know, it's his choice it's his choice that he wanted to step out of NASCAR. But I'm glad to see he's doing well. He's staying safe. He's healthy. Everything else going on in his life is great.
You know, Mike and Darrell, as I look at Jeff Gordon as
when he killed, though, to see him back on the track.
Points, but the only bad run he has truly had was Las Vegas. All the rest of it, just bad luck.
In 1964, Martinsville founder H. Clay Earls went down the street to Ridgeway.
Grandfather
the
clock.
Ridgeway Clock Company bought a grandmother clock to present to the winner, and they've done it here every race since.
NASCAR on Fox is sponsored by Farmers. We are insurance. We are farmers.
150 laps to go at this beautiful short track in South Central Virginia.
Ooh, Jimmy.
Jimmy Johnson now. By
he's coming. We're coming, baby.
Here's what Jimmy tweeted earlier this weekend about the coolest trophies ever. And yes, they were grandmother clocks back in Big Clay's day. Now it's a grandfather clock, larger version, obviously. And a lot of winding to do.
I might
for folks that have multiples of those.
I might go home and check mine. I'm not sure what kind I got.
Ooh.
I have to check the gender of my clock when I get home.
Check them and count them, right? All 11.
That's right.
Ooh, come on. There's no lap traffic.
Chevys hold station 1, 2.
We'll try to set him up. Try to set him up.
Have a problem developing on the 99.
Oh.
I think I just broke the transmission. Yeah, it's broke. Come back on that, buddy? I was just giving you an April Fool's joke, but yeah. What you're gonna do is kill me, and then you'll be on your own. Oh, man, I gotta have some fun.
He has no problem having fun with his crew chief Bob Osborne.
I mean, they're like the odd couple, and they're all.
Oh, that is great.
Bob, and then Bob will mess with
that is
Bob.
great.
Crazy.
Fourth place for Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Oh, here we come. Here we come.
Comes Johnson.
We've seen this before, and it was for the win.
To the lead we go.
Has been nipping away at Jeff Gordon and his teammates' lead.
Just a little wee bit better. See it on the clock here, about a 10th.
All right. Send the pace now.
that there aren't that many one-race winners here, but there are fellows that when they've got it, they've got it. Look at the top three. Johnson, Gordon, Hamlin. 17 Martinsville victories among the drivers that are in the top three right now.
And I mentioned earlier, and Jeff Gordon said it on Friday, I think it was, this track never changes. This is one of the few tracks we go to that every time we come here, it stays the same. So once you get it figured out, you can just repeat that time and time again.
Remember, started 22nd, 126 races here, only 5 times has it been won for a starting spot outside the top 20. He worked his way to the top 10, and then that pit road speeding penalty on the first caution at lap 100.
If I'm going to have a problem, I sure want to have it early here, because like we see, you can overcome it and work your way back, particularly when you have a hot rod as good as that one.
Now remember, Brad Keselowski started way at the back, and he is still just at
God,
13th
that scheme
position
just looks amazing.
That
scheme just looks absolutely amazing.
142 to go. There will be at least one more pit stop, depending on cautions. Let's have a look graphically at Jimmy Johnson's day, as Larry was pointing out, starting midfield.
122nd speed penalty, and now we're up in the lead.
And then climb to the lead. Wish my portfolio looked like that.
Well, you know what? It's that old. It's like Keselowski, and then it could have been like Johnson too, but he's overcome his. You beat yourself, and that's one of those things you just.
Spin turn 2.
Oh.
Travis Quapple will bring out.
Yep, caution's out. All right, caution's out again.
361.
361.
Car just went around on him.
140 to go there, crew chief.
I want to make sure I get her packed full of fuel.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Crew Chief.
And no April Fools here. Carl Edwards gets the free pass on this caution.
He's going to have so much trouble restarting with that transmission problem.
See what happened here, Darrell?
I think he just went down
Nah,
there and
he
spun out. I'm not sure if maybe
lost.
on the other end he got some stuff on his tires like we saw the 36 car do earlier, but yeah, he just spun the thing around.
What's up? What's up? What's up, Glenn Budron?
Hold the flame broil jokes, please.
Now, as the field gathers behind the pace car, pit road is still closed. Every lap we run prior to pit road being open helps the cause on being able to make it to the end on fuel from here.
138, 39 laps, what do you think?
I think we can make it from here. I feel like we're going to see every driver hit pit road. We may see some different tire strategy, but I think the big thing is get that thing full of fuel. We know we don't have to worry about that thing.
Yeah.
A big break for Tony Stewart. With Casey Kane out of the race. Stewart now has the first pit stall in use. That'll help him exiting.
The guy's got
to improve on 7th right now.
The guy's in the catbird seat when it comes to pit stalls. That 24 car, they picked a good one. He makes a lot of time in it, getting out of his pit box.
Bergie?
Now, Jimmy Johnson is going to pit, and he's going to take 4 tires, Mike. A long time for Chad Knaus to make the decision because Johnson's car is getting better with every lap today. Steve.
Dick, they're going to take a spring rubber out of the left rear spring for Jeff Gordon. He also told gas man Brad Jenkins,
Gordon,
make sure you get a slam full of fuel. The 88 says they can make it from fuel from here. Matt?
Denny Hamlin's car really
a little bit slow on Junior.
Half of those last adjustments, the wedge and track bar, because he felt like the car was really getting close. Mike.
Thanks, Matt. Looking for the race off pit road as Denny Hamlin gets out in front of Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson.
A couple of things happened. The 48 stalled. He left his pit box. The car stalled. Watch this. When he gets ready to leave his pit box,
Junior lost 5 spots on that exchange.
Drops the jack. It's good to go.
Oh, of course. Yeah, the car did stall.
Well, there appeared to be some confusion there, Dick.
Yeah, there sure was. The question was whether they had all the lug nuts on or whether they did not have all the lug nuts on, and they were trying to interpret the NASCAR official's signal as to what happened there.
Okay. There you see the official in white with the white helmet.
Go. Stop, back up. Go.
Man, that'd drive you crazy right there.
Yeah.
And Tony Stewart,
well, that
with
sucks.
anybody in front of him now, came in 7th, came out 4th. Down to Chris Myers for an AT&T race break.
Mike, just a quick recap. If you tuned in a little bit late, Jeff Gordon set the stage early, taking the lead from Kevin Harvick. Casey Kane, remember his second pole of the season prior to this race, has yet to lead a lap. There's Harvick, last year's winner, in a dramatic finish, sporting a new paint scheme. On lap 98, Kyle Busch, who's yet to win here with problems.
Yeah, something went wrong in the back of his car, wheel hop or something broke, and he slid into the outside wall, ending what was a really promising day for that young man.
On lap 229, Gordon dominating, but Dale Earnhardt Jr. gets to the front, leads a few laps. Third race this year he has led, and Casey Kane, who worked his way back, a blown engine.
Yeah, what a tough year for Casey Kane it's been so far. 2 poles, no laps led, and another problem here.
And moments ago, Jimmy Johnson, who has worked his way into the lead ahead of teammate Jeff Gordon, told to stop and then told to go.
Yeah, there was a misinterpretation from what the official was saying. I think the crew chief, Chad Canals, thought the official was saying, stop, you got to stay here. But in fact, that wasn't the case. He left, lost a spot.
What's a driver to do?
He has to listen to his crew chief. You can't see what's going on. Whatever Chad says goes.
Want to go back to the tires, too? You were okay with that?
Yeah, fortunate there.
I think 4 tires. I think the call these guys made, you've got a long way to go. You've got enough gas to get to the finish. So I like the calls that these guys made.
Anyway, we got 15. We still got 50 people in here. We had close to, I think, 30 people in here earlier. So I'm pretty sure we're definitely going to get close to that number when we get closer to the finish of this thing. But if you haven't already, make sure you click that like button. Yeah, join the. If you haven't already, join the Discord server and all that stuff. If you haven't already, if you haven't already helped out this channel for the algorithm, I really appreciate that. What was your favorite Bill Nye the Science Guy episode? I really don't have one, to be honest. I mean, I used to watch it all the time, and especially when I had science class. We used to watch it all the time in elementary, but
wedge adjustment over on the left rear.
Had lug nut issues on the right.
Lug nut issue.
They just had
all right.
A lot of things going on that pit stop, and more trouble on the left side. Could have been putting a rubber in or out that left rear.
3 drivers took the wave around to get back on the lead lap. Marcus Ambrose, Brian Vickers, and Joey Logano. So we'll restart with 18 lead lap cars, including.
All right, here we go.
Pass. Here come Hamlin and Burton to the green flag.
Have you noticed as this race winds down, how Jeff Gordon's dominance is starting to be challenged?
Well, and we talked about it at the top of the show, Mike, that we normally have to get to the final 100 or 150 laps to see who really maybe has their arms around this half-mile racetrack.
I tell you a guy that's impressing me, and I haven't talked about him a whole lot, is that 17 car running there in 4th place, Matt Kenseth. We know the children.
Kenseth looks
Roush
pretty good.
Haven't been that great here, but Kenseth's got his car dialed in pretty good.
Well, he's got a great view of the 2nd place battle. Johnson looks like this time he will clear Jeff Gordon.
All right.
And settle into 2nd line.
Come on.
Hey guys, we talked about it at the opening of the race. Do we call it Hamlinville? Do we call it Johnsonville? Or
did your class jump out of their seats when the intro came on?
Front here late in the going.
Not really. Not really. I'll be honest.
Has won here,
but
Jeff Gordon is not.
But if we were watching this in high school, we'd definitely be vibing for sure.
Martin Truex dive bomb Dale Jr. into turn number 3 and comes out with the spot.
Boy, he did too. I mean, he overdrove the corner, but Jr. was there to catch him.
And now Newman around the outside of his boss and teammate Tony Stewart. That is for 6th place.
I think Tony's got a pretty solid race car. I don't think he has a great race car.
But you think about Ryan Newman, like Jimmy Johnson, had the speeding penalty on that first caution, went a lap down, got the free pass on the 3rd caution just a little over 100 laps ago. There he is sitting in the 6th spot.
And the thing I like about that, like we saw in the earlier caution, when you're back in there and you don't have anything to lose, you can come to pit road, you can make changes, change tires when nobody else does. At the end of the day, you end up with a bit of an advantage.
Dale Jr. getting a little impatient with
trying to
Truex.
close in now on Hamlin for the
Closing in
lead.
on the 17 and for the lead. Johnson is there all over the back bumper of Denny Hamlin.
Trying to see if we can make a run here.
Second, third, 17.
Try to put the nose in there. We're there.
Has the drive off the corner.
They got to be really careful on that exit and not push up and get into the.
Well, look now, Gordon's not too far back.
Here, and he's got to give you a little room if you're going to make the pass.
Boyer to the inside of Kenseth, and Clint Boyer back up into fourth position. Meanwhile, further back, Harvick got into a dust-up with Jamie McMurray that also involved poor Kyle Busch, who is 78 laps down. Watch the green number 1 here.
Oh.
What he'd hoped would be a little bump and run, but there's another car to the outside, Regan Smith. And that one ball just kind of pinballed around in the backstretch.
But I think what started that Harvick
Could have been a lot worse though for Kyle.
Jump out of the throttle, DW.
I am shocked at the 29 car. I thought he would really be a contender today. I thought he had a car maybe as good as that truck he had yesterday, but obviously he's been off.
Now Harvick, he fell off a cliff this race.
Denny Hamlin in the lead with 120 laps to go at Martinsville Speedway. You're watching NASCAR on Fox.
You're watching NASCAR on Fox.
It's on for the lead in Martinsville.
We're still battling.
Jimmy Johnson has been massaging.
There we go, poking it inside again.
In the middle of the corner, but Hamlin in that 11 has just had superior drive off the corner, and he has been able to hold on to the lead with Johnson and Gordon looking on.
Gonna have to dive bomb him. You're just gonna have to drive it down in here, going into turn 1 right here. Stick it down in there and drive it up in there. Maybe move him up just a skosh. That's what it's gonna take.
But you're right, Mike. Right there. That's where Denny Hamlin's so strong when he
gets back. Here we go.
Get him here, though.
Jimmy's got to do it soon because there's traffic ahead. Right now, it's clear racetrack. Jeff Gordon wants to follow Johnson through on the inside.
I tell you, though, Hamlin has done a good job. He's given Jimmy plenty of room.
Ooh, got a little loose.
Move him a little bit. That's what it's going to take.
Jimmy got loose and got bumped by his teammate there.
You're down on that bottom of the 48 car. You just get a little frustrated, get a little irritated, and you say, look, I could put you up into the loose stuff up there and ruin your day.
Side by side, the two drivers who've won 9 of the last 11 Sprint Cup races here.
But Mike, you just mentioned it. It's going to get interesting
Come
here in about 3 or 4
on,
laps.
trying to get a good run. Come on, dude.
That's going to really shake things up.
I think that's why Hamlin keeps working that outside, because he figures these guys will drop to the inside and leave
still going at it.
Now, you know, there's some people that would say, oh, I bet they're having fun. Oh, no, they're not.
Oh, no, there's the 10 car.
This is work.
Well, and while those 3 drivers are having fun, Clint Boyer in the 15, he's been reeling this front group in little by little back there in 4th.
All right, but we got the slight advantage here, and there we go. We cleared him. All right.
Well, what happens is once the 48 got by, the 11 said, okay, I've lost the lead.
Look
now,
out. Here comes Gordon's coming. Watch out, though. Gordon's got a strong car.
And Dave Blaney showing a lot of respect for the leaders and moving out of the racing line so they could battle. Steve?
Mike, that skirmish between the 11 of Denny Hamlin and the 48 of Jimmy Johnson actually helped Jeff Gordon, because it was just 15 laps ago. Jeff Gordon said, we've lost our drive off the corner.
And that's where he was so strong the first half of this race, getting off the corner.
This is the 5th time since Jeff Gordon's last win here that he has led more than 100 laps.
Looks like if it stays, everything stays pretty much like it is right now, it's going to be a battle between the 48 and the 24. Saw that here a couple of years ago. 48 coming on at the end.
Darrell, you know this as well as anybody with 11 victories here at Martinsville, but this track changes quite a lot. Jeff Gordon was so fast and early in the going, you had to think that maybe that car was going to give up. See how dark that track's gotten? That's changed his car.
Yeah, you're right, Michael. That rubber buildup, it actually turns into little bumps. And when your car hits it, it'll chatter the car a little bit, and you can lose some of that advantage you had.
Keselowski now inside of Kenseth. Take that spot.
Remember, he started tail end of the longest line at lap 3:15, 82 laps ago.
So could Keselowski potentially make a comeback?
Tony Stewart restarted fourth.
Here comes Junior. Now
it's to 13. What's up?
Yeah, he has fallen back. They made another small adjustment on that last stop. He said the entry and exit were good. He was still struggling in the center. Now, he said he's chattering the rear at the start of the run, and he just can't get that drive off like he was.
And that's what I was talking about. This track builds up.
Clint Boyer moves over. Denny Hamlin moves over for Clint Boyer.
I know we've been talking about the Hendrick drivers. We've been talking about Denny Hamlin. But I've been so impressed with Clint Boyer in this 15 car. He pretty much has Denny Hamlin to take that third spot away.
What about Hamlin, Matt?
Mike, a lot of times you'll see great athletes exceed what they can go with their equipment. That's exactly what happened with Denny Hamlin. Once he lost the lead and then fell back to third, he says, guys, simply, that's about all I can carry us right now. They're hoping that we get one more pit stop and take one more stab at improving the handling of that 11. If not, they can go the distance on fuel.
Just inside 100 laps to go. Greg Biffles popped back up into the top 10. Still a lot to settle here at Martinsville. Who will get the grand
And down to the nitty gritty here with this less than 100 to go.
NASCAR on Fox is sponsored by Toyota Care.
90 laps complete. Jimmy Johnson leading his Hendrick Chevy teammate Jeff Gordon by 1 second. Clint Boyer 2.7 seconds back. Denny Hamlin, Ryan Newman are the top 5, and Johnson beginning to stretch it out a little bit. Still a lot of racing left to go here in Virginia.
And Larry, I mean, the important thing about today, and I think some of the races we go to, this isn't racetracks in the chase.
Yes.
And so having a good car here and being good here could pay dividends later on.
Brad Keselowski just moved into 5th. Krista moving on up.
He's come back from that speeding.
By the way, I don't think I said this earlier, where it is now after 10 o'clock here. But to anybody who is new or coming on in here right now, we are rewatching the 2012 Goodies Fast Relief 500. The third episode of the Rewatching series.
Take you on board for a ride around the track with 7th place Dale Earnhardt Jr.
And yeah, so a few days I'll be making the trip out to Martinsville Speedway for the night race. Gonna be recording a vlog. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I hope to see a lot of you guys over there as well.
The 39, 11, and 15 are all coming to you.
Get unlimited access with live in-car audio and real-time stats only on the Sprint Network. Learn more at sprint.com/speed.
Well, Larry, I tell you what, I'm watching that 2 car, Keselowski. He has got a really, really good race car right now.
Yeah, he's moved into the top.
All right, have a good night. Have a good night, Joss.
Our leader Jimmy Johnson here with 85 laps to go.
Thanks for stopping it all. Thanks for stopping it by the stream.
He's the fastest car on the racetrack at this moment.
He has been, Mike, kind of consistently here over the last several laps. He's just been really.
I'm starting to get a little bit tired myself.
Gaining on everybody that's in front of him.
But after this stream, I'm gonna take a nice hot shower.
Jeff Gordon trying to eat into Jimmy Johnson's lead as Johnson is in a little bit of traffic here.
Finish up some last minute things and then get ready for a class tomorrow.
The 48 and the 24. 48 gets through traffic really fast. Jeff, on the other hand, the 24 car has to work a little harder. Doesn't just get right by cars like Jimmy does.
But Darrell, don't you think that's part of what he reported? He doesn't have the drive off that he had earlier. Has to work a little harder with his race car. Yeah,
and normally that you're going to race the leader harder than you are the guy running second. So Jimmy's really got a pretty good car right now, particularly getting through traffic. Here's Dale Jr. getting back.
Junior now.
On the Ryan Newman here. That's for 6 spots.
Trying to come back now from that slow pit stop.
With his car, been complaining about not in the racetrack.
5 caution flags today. The first for Kyle Busch, pounded his car into the wall in turn 3. A lazy spin by Dave Blaney. Kenny Schrader got into Montoya. Casey Kane blew up, and Travis Kvapil spun. Those were the 5 caution flags. Jimmy Johnson's now led for 34 laps. That's about 10% of the laps his teammate has led. Jeff Gordon's been in front for 322 circuits, but cares only about the lap that's 80 laps from right now.
Yeah, that black groove, the blacker, that's rubber buildup. And it turns into like little rumble strips. And you'll be accelerating out of the corner, hit one of them, and it'll make the back end snap around. Or if you hit it with the front, make the front end take off. That's what you fight late in the race here.
And I think that's one reason we don't know who really is going to be the guy to beat till we get to this last 100 laps or so.
The car you saw go way up out of the groove down in turns 1 and 2 was David Reagan. He got bumped up there by Marcus Ambrose as they went 3 wide, but everybody continues. And Keselowski has caught Hamlin now for 4th place. Think of where Keselowski might be if it weren't for that speeding penalty.
Because he had to go way back and was way behind our leader on that restart after that. He's starting to get a little bit impatient, I think, with Denny Hamlin in the 11.
Keselowski was a half lap down when they went back racing.
Five drivers have gotten the free pass. 4 of them have rebounded to run here on the lead lap. Everybody but Paul Menard, who is now
Newman back on the late lap.
Biffle, Allmendinger, Newman, and Edwards use the free pass to get back on the lead lap and be in contention with 17 lead lap cars at 76 laps to go.
Remember, the only way the free pass works is you have to stay out. You can't pit, and the leader has to come to pit. And then when they give the 1 to go, you're able to make that lap back up and go in behind the pack of cars.
Keselowski going to send it in on Hamlin.
And you would say sometimes, well, what a disadvantage. But listen, what it does to you, it puts you on a different strategy.
And you will clear them.
It gives you a chance to do things that guys up front that can't give up track position. You can go ahead and do something to your car on a pit stop while they got to stay out or try to maintain track position.
How far am I from Nassau County? Good hour at least.
He had to use a little bump
Good hour
run
at
on
least.
David Reagan.
Maybe
to
2.
get by the 34. 74 laps to go, and the Goody's Fast Relief 500 at Martinsville will take you side by side.
Oh, we're going to get side by side here for the first time. Oh, snap.
I'd like you to meet Casey Kane.
Hey, nice fire suits.
Custom tailored.
We're getting
Just
the
like
commercials, guys.
by working with a farmer's agent. Oh, no.
We're getting the commercials.
No, no.
Oh, fire suit.
Oh, hey, Kate. Are you done?
We are insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Oh yeah, and then there's this one with Clint Boyer and the 5-Hour Energy. From talking to the media, now to his hunting, now to riding his motorcycle, to now doing the jet ski. Now he's working on the old PJ Cruiser. God damn, that vehicle, the PJ Cruiser is something else.
Get stuff done.
Oh my god, I haven't seen this one in a while.
We'll take 2
Chicken pot pies, yeah.
KFC Chunky Chicken Pot Pie, our signature recipe.
Oh
Freshly
my
baked
god,
and loaded with chunks
this
of
is
chicken and
nostalgia,
vegetables.
man.
Some things never go out of style. Try it now, just $3.99.
Classic.
Yeah, classic.
Me and Sean are watching. Okay. Actually, I really don't know what. I actually don't. Have I met Sean before, Joe? I don't think I have.
The lead lap, and Denny Hamlin drops another spot to Ryan Newman. You saw Dale Jr. Move his way back up into the top 5.
Oh, we had 69 laps to go. We had 69 laps to go. Nice, nice.
3.7 back, then Keselowski and Earnhardt 5 seconds.
I have not. Okay.
As we come down to 68 laps to go. It's been a long victory drought for Junior. For Jimmy Johnson, He has only one win in the last 33 races. That came at Kansas last October.
Yeah, I think it's only 2 in the last 49 races. One at Talladega back in the spring, and then, as you said, Kansas in the fall.
He's driving like he knows it, too. He's, looks like
out of the way.
Add a victory and a clock to his collection here today.
Works under Casey Mears.
He's been able, I really have been impressed with every time he catches someone, no one holds him up. He's able to get upside of them and pass them and go on. Otherwise, Jeff Gordon seems to struggle a little bit more when he catches people.
Again, no so closer to the finish of this thing.
Now, as we've documented before, once you are a lap down, no need to fight off those next couple of lead lap cars.
Yeah, I hope you guys have all enjoyed this so far. We're getting down to the wire here.
Got the free pass, which is actually the first driver a lap down when the caution
There's
comes
Newman
out.
right there.
I gave you the rule for the wave around, but you think about that now. 3 of our top 6 drivers had pit road speeding penalties during this race so far. Johnson, Keselowski, and Ryan Newman.
And here comes the Norfolk Southern.
There's the train.
Dragging up the line, which they moved a couple hundred feet away from the backstretch to allow room for more campers and viewing there on the back straightaway. Each of those engines has about 7,000 or 8,000 horsepower. But Jimmy Johnson has got all he needs, even if it's only 1/10 as much, as he leads Jeff Gordon by 1.1 seconds with 62 to go.
That'd be about like all these engines here combined.
Look at the drive off the corner. Gordon's is still pretty good, though not quite as good as Johnson's, though the gap is staying constant at just about 1 second.
Keep forgetting how much of a nuisance Vickers is.
He will go 1 lap down. He was
not a great teammate at Hendrick, I'll be honest.
Trying to Vickers is in the 55, but Jimmy got by, and that allowed Jeff to close up a little bit.
Vickers was not a great teammate at Hendrick.
When I watch Jeff Gordon race, I'm never
He
quite
ended up turning us both in Shield Jr. in 2006 Talladega. Got a Mickey Mouse win out of that.
Just not that long ago, he's up in the 4th spot.
And I'm still salty about it to this day.
But he was racing with the 15 car of Boyer.
There's a lot of people saying we turned down Junior. But did you not see the guy that's behind Jimmy?
He's been driving awfully hard, is what I'm saying.
Like, jeez. I mean, from that from that Talladega race, though, a legendary meme was born. A famous quote was born that same day. So you know what?
Had to take a little bit of time in
So you know what? I'm glad it was handled the way it was. The reception was the way it was.
And this is about the time in the race. You got about I don't know, 60 laps to go. Your brakes are really good. I still got really good brakes. My car's handling pretty good. Now is when you got to turn it up a notch. Now is when, if you're sitting back there like Boyer or Keselowski or even Dale Jr., you got to go now.
Jeffrey Epstein. Wait, is that the guy who said Johnson should be like shot and all that? Is that the guy?
He is racing his teammate, Jeff Burton.
Ooh, Dale.
Had the inside on Keselowski, but Keselowski had the run off the corner.
Post like the heel. Give him, yep.
Oh, little bump.
I'm in a hurry. I'm a little faster than you are. Excuse me.
I'm a little behind, and I'm way behind.
That's right. These two beverages don't go together. Let me buy, please.
Oh.
Places at stake here.
Oh, well, my bad, Joe. Oh!
Nipped that right.
Little too close there.
As we close in now, about 54
to go. We ran it back down.
But with 54 laps to go, I think now, after last year, 1 point per position, these drivers know how important every point is, every spot.
There's Larry Mack. Every point, every position.
Oh, you go ahead. I'll get you later. But the sand's running out of the hourglass, and there are no gifts.
Take a shot every time Larry Mack claps his hands.
Everything you got. What energy you've got, what you've been holding back, all those patient times that you've allowed the guy to maybe get under you and let him go. Not anymore. Whoa.
Oh, Keselowski washed up.
Still there. Bumper. Still there.
Junior got him.
See, that's what I saw in the 2-car, Larry.
Because Brad gonna bump him back, and no, he does not have enough of a run.
And I think he's used up his
Now Harvick is going to lap.
Winner, Kevin Harvick, and that allowed Jeff Gordon to close right back up to within 0.6 of a second once again.
Man, it's a damn shame though to see what happened to Harvick. Had a good car early on, and
outside pole. You thought he'd been at 2 laps down in this race today,
especially watching him in practice on Friday.
50 laps to go.
50 to go.
Cars still on the lead lap, racing for the win in Martinsville. There's the gap. It's car lengths, not seconds now. 2 car
Gordon
lengths,
is
maybe 3.
closed in.
41 laps to go.
Maybe Gordon does have the.
Remember, Hendrick drivers, they've won 10 of the
Maybe
last
Gordon
18
does have the
races
best
here.
car.
By the way, in the other 8, they finished second 6 of those races.
Ambrose in the 9 has gone a lap down. Dale Jr. in 3rd, 5.9 seconds back of the lead. Paul Menard will serve a pass-through penalty, made a green flag stop, and was too fast exiting.
It's really deceiving on the exit over there. I've said this a lot of tracks we go to, but that last segment over there, you're all the way out to almost on the track before you're out of that box.
Truex and Almirola and Allmendinger, who is ahead of Truex right now. Those 3 have battled back, and they've had their own race all day. Right now, 9th, 10th, and 11th.
AJ Allmendinger in
pretty good stuff.
9th.
Yeah, what a great run for AJ Allmendinger. You talked about it, got the free pass back on that second caution back at lap 244. Really struggled a lot of this weekend, and here he is up there solidly inside the top 10 with about 37 to go.
Greg Biffle, 12th, which is, I think, way better than the Biff thought he would end up today. They've struggled through the weekend. They weren't fast in practice. Didn't have a great qualifying. He started 26th, and they've really turned a rough weekend into a good day.
Kevin's running right now in position he's been in this season so far.
Right now, 21:03 on our leader. Jeff Gordon just laid down a 20.99, picked up about a half a tenth on the 48 car there, and Jeff seems like his car might be a little bit better right at this moment.
You saw Bobby Labonte 13th, Carl Edwards 14th.
I'm not sure if that's true. I think Harvick is 8th in the points. I think Harvick is 8th in the points, if I'm not mistaken.
Jimmy Johnson in the 48 is going to try to put a lap down.
Oh boy, Tony Stewart.
Jeff Gordon now has pulled within about 2 car lengths of Jimmy.
Listen to engine, 9,500. Been doing that for like the last 3 hours.
Look straight smooth. You're doing great.
Just don't look back.
Johnson maintains, but Gordon is there. 9 of Jimmy Johnson's 55 Sprint Cup wins have come in races where his teammate Jeff Gordon has led 100 or more laps. 3 of those were right here.
And you know, this is what Jimmy Johnson knows. That dude in that 24 car, he might be holding back a little bit. And
yeah, I agree. Harvick has had a terrible start. Not the greatest start to the season.
That's the game you're playing.
He's the only Stewart Haas car that's performing. That's the problem.
Jimmy steps it up for a lap or 2, pulls back away a little bit.
Stewart high, Johnson low.
Let's see if we can get around Stewart, and
champ goes a lap down.
Stewart's gonna let him go.
Yeah, he's very courteous. Tony is. He gave the line to Jimmy. Now he gives the line to Jeff and falls back in behind him. And
30 to go.
Stay with him for a while.
Darrell, I think where Jimmy has the slight advantage over Jeff Gordon right now, we've talked about it, it's where Jeff Gordon was so strong in the beginning, is that drive off the corner. You can see his car being a little tail happy as he picks the throttle up.
And see, as long as you're not being pressured, Larry, you can control that. You don't have to really jump back in the throttle and try to pick up a little extra time. But when that 24 car gets up behind you and you start rushing it a little bit, that thing will start snapping.
Got a little bit more lap traffic now.
And flow of Jimmy Johnson's lead over Jeff Gordon. Half a second, 0.6 back and forth. As the leader gets into traffic, Gordon gets ever closer.
This is what makes a driver great. When you got somebody like Jeff Gordon breathing down your back and you're able to sit there and maintain your nice smooth pace, run your line, and not get in a hurry.
Two weeks, we're in Texas on the mile-and-a-half super speedway. Saturday, April 14th, Saturday night. Under the lights, NASCAR on Fox.
Yeah, Hammond's already saddling up his horse, getting ready to head west. Take him 2 weeks to get there, but he'll be there.
You know, as I look at our top two drivers right now, Jimmy Johnson in the 48, Jeff Gordon in the 24, you think back to just a couple, 3 years ago, these two were really starting to get on each other's nerves, and it especially was happening right here at Martinsville, where they were beating and banging on each other, running first and second that day.
Oh no, they weren't getting on each other's nerves. The 48 was getting on that guy's nerves.
Yeah.
Joey Logano has made a green flag pit stop.
Point,
we are
point
26
made.
laps to go. We'll take our final side-by-side break and then bring it to the checkered flag here in Martinsville.
All right.
Too much information. There's no such thing in NASCAR. With the NASCAR Sprint Cup mobile app, you get live in-car audio, real-time stats, even driver bios. And with Sprint's unlimited data, you can find out everything about me. Like my secret obsession with karaoke.
Switch to Sprint to get unlimited access to the NASCAR Sprint Cup mobile app on the only network with truly unlimited data.
They say that with great power comes great responsibility. Well, when you own a Durango, you'll have tons of power, enough to tow up to 7,400 pounds. So owning a Durango means you now have the responsibility to go dirt biking, ATVing, motorcycling, boating, jet skiing, and show a Ford Explorer a thing or two about what it means to have best-in-class towing.
What do you mean? What do you mean about?
The
What do you mean
SUV
about Sean?
is back.
Can't believe I bought a 6-inch Subway breakfast sub and got this one free.
Really? Wow. You can buy one 6-inch sub and get another one free?
Any 6-inch sub before 9 a.m.
Man, I would.
Oh, wait, you can get one 6-inch sub and get one free?
Before 9 a.m.
9 a.m. What?
6-inch sub and get one free.
Before 9
Man, I get up at like 11. Screw that.
Buy one 6-inch sub
and get another one free. Before 9 a.m.
All April long.
Subway, eat fresh.
No, it was all April. Okay, well, I mean, this was 2012, so I mean.
21 laps to go. Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon, 0.8 of a second as they work a bit of race traffic.
Oh, I see. I see.
I tell you.
I see. I see how it is, Joe.
Here comes out 24 car. He's sitting back there saying, about 20 to go right now. Might be time to turn it up a notch.
Well, on the stopwatch, Darrell, the difference between those cars is hundreds.
Still there.
Joe, if he loves me, he better hit that sub button.
Now Johnson gets into a mess of traffic, double wide in front of him. Opportunity Gordon as Ambrose and Biffle are side by side. They are not racing for position. Biffle's a lead lap car. Ambrose is 2 down. They'll have to settle this so Johnson can get by. Now what about the third place car, Steve?
Trouble for Dale Earnhardt Jr., Mike. Steve Letarte just said, lift earlier than you are to save what you can.
Well, now is not the time to be telling Dale Earnhardt Jr. 2 laps shy.
Nope.
You should have told him that a number of laps ago.
And this is no April Fool, they've just told Jeff Gordon the same thing. You need to save fuel. Wow.
You know what I'd be telling him, Larry? Don't tell me that now.
No, you needed to tell me that when I left pit road. all of these drivers pitted with 137 laps to go.
Yeah.
And after they pitted, we ran 5 caution laps. And here, it's a huge ratio as far as caution to green. I believe on what I found out in the garage area this morning and yesterday, I don't know that they're as close as they think they are, especially with the race
Starting
pace
to get
where it's
all the
at.
people
Maybe
back now.
Maybe they're anticipating a green-white checker. Maybe, you know, some overtime.
the final 15
maybe that
laps.
Could get you into trouble, but if
Trying
it
to see
goes
if we
the
can hang
distance
on
like
here.
it looks like it's going to, should be fine.
15 to go now. 15 laps, 7.5 miles left to race here. That's about 1.5 gallons, almost 2. The 3 cars that took the wave around earlier, Marcus Ambrose, Joey Logano, Brian Vickers, they have since made pit stops, the 3 of them. So keep an eye out for them because they're on fresh tires and they're flying, trying to get to the finish of this one.
I'm a lot like that guy driving that 48 car. I'm looking in my mirror and I say, man, he closes, then I get away. Then he's there and then he isn't. But if he ever gets there, I say woe be unto the 48.
Yeah, the last 2 laps, he's chopped about 2/10 off of that lead. In fact, it's down to about 2 car lengths right now.
Didn't he have hungry written on that car somewhere?
Oh, yes. Driving
Oh, he really sent it in.
Distance now. So close, Darrell, and yet so far.
Yeah, but I tell you, the man, the master, he's after that 48 car.
And we've talked about if one of these drivers can get this win,
Cap,
it'll be Hendrick's
my
200th
favorite driver
win.
is
When you
Larson.
look at those 2 drivers, they have 140 of those
There we
199
go.
wins. I have to believe
11 to
that
go.
there's really a bit of an ego. I want to be the driver to get that 200th win for Rick Hendrick.
And I mentioned this earlier, but all those 200 wins, should they get this one today, are Cup wins.
Yeah.
Had nothing to do with Nationwide, Truck, or anything else. All Cup.
Meanwhile, Denny Hamlin, who ran so well up near the front, has faded back to 9th place. But mark these words. In 3 of the last 4 Martinsville races, the pass for the win has come within the last 4 laps of the race. Will we go 4 for 5?
I don't know, but I'm getting nervous.
Wouldn't
I know
doubt
that.
Be 9 to go this next time by.
How much did you lose?
Went a little bit wider
that
that time.
No, I got it. I doubled down on Kentucky and I got it all back.
Oh, okay. All 640 million.
Yeah.
Good. Good job. You're buying.
Now our
we
leaders
go.
have a fairly clean racetrack in front of them. Next driver up there is Martin Truex Jr. in the 56. Right now, Martin's the 11th place driver.
And when I tell you, you cannot look back. If you start looking back to see where Jeff Gordon is, you'll lose time on a little track like this. You'll miss your mark. You'll make a mistake. You can't look back. We got a car slow down the back.
Yeah, Rudiman slowed up in turn 2.
Oh, no.
Down a tire.
It's Rudiman.
Around a pit road.
He tried to get there that time, and there was just too many drivers, too many cars coming by. He couldn't get the pit road.
Rudiman, what are you doing, buddy?
As always said, there are no team orders at Hendrick Motorsports. Each driver, each crew chief, each team is out there to win, no matter who they're battling for the win.
Well, they're going to get ready. There's going to be a battle. Something's going to have to give between these 2 cars.
6 to go.
They're going to have to figure it out.
He's there. Oh, messed up a little bit. Come on.
I'm here. Yeah.
2 of the best in the business. Gordon looks inside.
Here we go.
Johnson gives him just enough room, but gets the drive off the corner and keeps the lead. 5 laps to go.
That's where Jimmy in that 48's been so strong, Darrell, over these last 100 laps off the corner.
Yeah, and he'll give him that inside getting in because he knows he's got that good line coming off. It gives
Keeps
him
getting good runs off of the corner, but he's getting beat in the entry in the middle.
Right there.
Oh!
Now you see Jeff Gordon. What he's trying to do now, he's going to get that run off on the high side and then dive down.
Back down inside again.
Rudiman has 2 flats. He may not make it to the pits. They are side by side for the lead.
This is
Got a fender out in front, but
turn 3 right there. I think he'll get
here he comes inside. Oh, he moved. Oh, he sweet.
Rudiman has stopped and we're under yellow.
Now the drivers that were close on fuel, this is not what you wanted to see right here. I have no idea why David Rudiman did not go to the pits a while ago. I mean, no sense in that.
He drove right by the pit entrance over there and kept going.
Jimmy Johnson is now being advised to save fuel.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Jeff Gordon. Now watch for the caution light in the upper left of your screen.
Yeah, Gordy. Yeah, Gordon was ahead. Gordon was ahead at the moment of caution.
Of the cars at the moment of caution, except to end the race. It is the last line they crossed of the scoring loops around the racetrack that determines the restart position.
Yep.
And the scoring is showing Jeff Gordon as the leader.
Yeah, Gordon was pretty much the leader all the way through in three and four, coming down here to get the caution. So I think he definitely was the leader of the race.
Chad Knaus on the right with the 48. Alan Gustafson with the 24. One's thrilled, one's not.
Well, if we saw the third crew chief, Steve Letarte of the Hendrick camp, he's thrilled to death with that caution because it gives him one more shot with Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Tony Stewart gets the free pass. We'll have our 5th green-white checker finish in Martinsville history. And here's
There
Steve.
we go.
24 staying out, Mike, and Alan Gustafson just told Jeff Gordon they are 5 laps to the good. Jeff said, how much do you need? He said, no, 5 laps to the good. Just playing it safe.
We're gonna have a green-white checkered here.
Close right up to the leaders.
Well, I'm not backing it up. Am I going to make it on fuel? We're real close, bud. We're right on the number. If you save some, we should make it. Well, damn, dude, I didn't know we needed to save fuel. Keep doing what you're doing. You're fine. You're fine.
Well, they've decided to stop, Steve.
Yeah, they decided also, Mike, just to take left side tires. I think you heard the frustration in Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s voice. He said he didn't know soon enough.
Well, only 2 of the lead lap cars stayed out. The 2 leaders.
And with 100 and something laps on your tires, I know track position is important. I think just two fresh tires is going to be huge. But remember, it's only going to be 2 laps. But that's big right there.
I would say
Boyer, Keselowski, Newman, Jr.
Who's going to restart?
Looks like to me possibly Clint Boyer in the 15 won the battle off pit road.
That's the guy you better keep an eye on.
And Keselowski. 2 to go, we'll get the restart. They will wave the green flag. And as long as the leaders take the white flag under green, the next flag they see would end the race. If we get a caution before they come around to take the white, we'll try it again, and then we'll try it a 3rd time if necessary. Michael, who do you like?
I love racing, and this is going to be good. Can you believe that just the first 2 cars stayed out? And Boyer sitting there on new tires along with Keselowski and Newman? There's no way, in my humble opinion, those 2 leaders are going to be able to hold off these guys on tires. This is going to be fun to watch, though.
Well, Michael, yeah, they're sitting there with over 130-something laps on those tires. But I think they were in a box. If they pit, then you get drivers behind them that they probably stay out.
Here's
One
what
to
I
go
would
this
do.
time
If I were
by.
teammates, and I want to be sure one of us won this race. I would say, Jeff, you restart on the outside. I'm going to start on the inside, and I will give you the line getting into turn 1. That way, they don't race each other into turn 1, shove up the track, and get passed by everybody.
Good point.
So if they really were working together here and using their heads, that could be a real big benefit.
David Rudiman has been called to the NASCAR hauler to meet with officials after the race for bringing out that caution and not pitting.
Here we go.
This car is in.
Here we go.
Green-white checker. Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson at the front. Clint Boyer and Brad Keselowski trying to steal one here.
Here we go. Green. Boyer, 3 wide. Oh no!
That's exactly what I knew would happen.
That was not pretty. A dive bomb move into turn number 1, and 3 cars go spinning, including 2 of our leaders.
So now what do you do?
Let's look at this. Probably the best view is from above. Let's watch them come to get the green. Gordon inside, Johnson outside.
These 2 cars on the front, they got old tires. They can't get going. These two cars behind them have got fresh tires. They can take off, man. And this is what happens. Boyer blocked Newman. Shot him down in there 3 wide. There you go.
That's a Mickey Mouse move right there. That is a Mickey Mouse move.
Comes out second with Truex third.
You've got to be fucking kidding me.
That would have never happened.
Jimmy Johnson comes down, racing Gordon
What
into the
could have
corner,
been?
but Boyer already has the low groove, and there just wasn't room for 3 cars in that small a space. All right, we get 3 tries at this.
Yeah, when Boyer dove to the inside, he actually got that shot from Ryan Newman, and that right there, you can see that wasn't going to work.
Well, you know who's sitting in the catbird seat? The 88. He got fuel and left side tires.
Riding with Clint Boyer.
Yeah, he got a shot. He got a shot.
Outside.
No room.
Almost made it.
He got a shot.
And let's ride with Jimmy Johnson.
Inside, too wide inside.
And let's ride with Dale Jr.
When I first saw this, when I was 12. When I first saw this, when I was 12. I was like 12. I was about to be 12 years old. But I threw a remote and I cried.
What Jimmy Johnson had to say.
What in the hell went wrong?
That's a good question.
I am not gonna lie. I cried after this race.
When you look at it, you'll see.
Oh, look at this mess, Steve.
Jeff Gordon just said they're out of fuel, Mike. 24 says he's out of fuel.
Now Gordon stayed on the racetrack.
Well,
Jimmy
Gordon
Johnson
is out of
Gordon
fuel.
Stayed out, shaking the car back and forth. And did we get one to go? We did not.
No. They'll push him, man.
Did not get one to go.
Gordon's car is coming to a halt.
They'll push him.
Not too late for that.
Nope. That's it.
And Jeff Gordon, who could have won it, is now kind of coasting down the backstretch.
Now they've got a rule now. You can't do it now. Before you could do it anytime except on the last lap, but they changed that I think last year.
Oh, you're right. When they started doing that under caution,
you
pushing
cannot
each other.
push. You cannot push anyone when they're out of fuel.
2011. Remember 2011 Charlotte, the Coke 600.
Helping that car save fuel.
That was one.
Correct. Now, of course, if you don't have any fuel,
that was the first instance.
Not much to save, but that is no consolation to Jeff Gordon. Jimmy Johnson's going to give him a shove, and no, he's not. Evidently, he was reminded of the new rule as well. They're going to have to wait for the record. Now, Gordon is still on the lead lap, but that may change. And here's Boyer to pit road, Dick.
Well, he's in. He's going to take tires on this car at this point, Mike, which is going to put him well back in the serial order. They've got some pretty good damage on this car that they're working on, particularly the right front corner.
I'll tell you another car I think has more damage than I realize is the 88 car. He made some pretty
and
heavy
now he's getting a
contact
push
when
from
that
the
wrecked
tow
up
truck.
there, too, to the right front.
Yes, when Boyer spun and Junior hit him, we saw from the onboard.
Yeah.
That was a pretty heavy hit.
It was.
When I look at our top three,
Gordon
Mike
is
and
going to
Darrell,
go a lap
Ryan
down.
Newman had a pit road speeding penalty, got a lap down, got a free pass. Brad Keselowski in the 2. Speeding penalty.
Brad Keselowski. Yeah, Keselowski's up here. AJ Allmendinger's up here now. Junior could still win this race.
I'm pretty sure I know who's leading this thing, but I don't know about the rest of them. I can't figure the rest of it out much.
What an April Fool's Day, folks. Here's another look at the aerial view.
Yeah, I didn't know this.
As he tries to come
Yeah, I did not know this race was actually on April Fool's Day.
He's got to know Clint Boyer's down there somewhere as they come to turn number 1. But it's just 3 cars trying to fit through one little straw here.
But they just can't get going. Neither one of the 24 or the 48 like the 15 and the 2 could because they had fresh tires. And that's what really bottlenecked it up.
It's still painful to this day. It really is.
After that, he shouldn't be out there. He knows better. It wasn't our fault.
A little cheerleading going on there. As we get ready to restart, they have to resort the order Again, based on the loop data and where the cars crossed the last timing line before the moment of caution. Those video replays like we showed you would help determine positions at the end of the race if caution flag ended the race. But we're not there yet. We could be 2 restarts away from there.
Well, there's a guy up there that's going to restart in second spot, I think, or in third spot, I guess. Where's Allmendinger going to start, second or third?
I believe we'll see.
Scoring.
Right now it's 39-288. We're inside row 2 on fresh tires, buddy. Do what you do best here, man. What is the hold-up? Let's go.
Dale Jr.'s got a shot. He's the last remaining bullet at the front of the field for Rick Hendrick. And we found, by the way, the lucky horseshoe. It's an A.J. Allmendinger's car. Boy, did he slip through there up into second spot.
And who is a first-time winner? Who would be a first-time winner of this little crowd right here?
Here we go. So we're going to have another attempt at a...
He wants to win this thing.
But I don't know if Dale Jr.
We have one more attempt here.
I don't know how good his car is after.
All right, green white checker number 2.
And hello, Newman. From pit road speeding penalty to the lead.
All right, never mind. We're going to have one more lap.
Got tangled up with Jimmy Johnson and Jeff Gordon. It was Ryan Newman who shot through to the front spot.
This is just creating more and more anticipation.
Well, I know this crowd we've got here today, they're getting their money's worth.
They have stood and sat here for 3 hours and 24 minutes in anticipation of that last restart and this next one.
Well, Rick's got one more shot at 200, and there he is. I believe this is just when you say, here I go. Whatever happens, happens. I don't care.
All right, here we go.
Green, white checker, round 2. Newman, Allmendinger, Earnhardt, Truex, Kenseth in 5th with Hamlin.
Green, white, checkered, green flag.
It's a drag race. And the one.
Allmendinger ahead with the lead. Fender out in front.
Good bite off the corner, side by side, door handle to door handle.
He's hanging. He's hanging on that outside. Newman's going to have to run him up the hill a little bit. Side by side, coming to get the white.
And hello, Newman. But Allmendinger.
Newman leads at the white flag.
White flag in the air. Next flag ends.
Allmendinger going to try again.
Do the cross. Get behind him and cross over.
Newman got a really good run off of 2.
This time in the turn 3.
Yeah, he's letting him go, Larry. He's gotten away from him.
Junior 3rd. It's a drag race for
Newman is going to get it.
Wins the Goody's Fast Release 500.
That was my pick. I mean, all along, I thought surely Newman would win.
Wow.
From a pit road penalty for speeding to the victory, and A.J. Allmendinger gets a hard-fought 2nd. Dale Earnhardt Jr. 3rd. Matt Kenseth, Martin Truex, the top 5. Wow.
I'm going to get me an onion tomorrow.
Yeah, it's better to top 10.
Yeah, you get a free blooming onion.
Get a steak, go with it.
Get you a hot dog now.
Look at the boss. Boss rides up.
And for Jimmy Johnson and Jeff Gordon, Gordon ends up 6th. Johnson 12th. Unbelievable.
Rick, he's got to be like, oh my gosh.
I mean, for so much of this race, he had 3 drivers running up in the top 3.
Yeah, we thought they were going to run 1, 2, 3.
Brian Newman for Stewart Haas Racing will drive his Chevrolet into Martinsville's victory lane.
I was kind of expecting that, but you know what?
Father Clock, stay with us.
It is what it is. So.
NASCAR on Fox in Martinsville, Virginia, and who would have figured this, April Fools or not, Ryan Newman in victory lane in the longest Martinsville race ever. He completes it, a victory for Stewart Haas Racing. Steve Burns is down there.
Oh, that sucks.
That was about as
But
dramatic of a victory
GG's to
as we've
Newman,
seen.
I guess.
Tell us about the end of that race. How did you win it?
The first green white.
Especially nowadays, you know what? That's actually a pretty cool Ryan Newman win.
That's when the whole deal happened in turn 1. But first of all, got to thank Outback and making this Chevrolet.
I'll give credit where credit is due.
Obviously, a great Bloomin' Onion Monday for them, and Sprint for all they do for this series, and Coca-Cola, man, I burned one right there in Victory Lane. But U.S. Army, I got like eight primary sponsors this year. U.S. Army Quicken Loans, Wix Filters, Bass Pro Shops, Aspen Dental, Tornadoes, Haas Automation. Obviously, the fans are a big part of this sport, and just really need to thank Hendrick as well. I mean, their support with the engines and stuff. The engine's been phenomenal all year. Tony Stewart, everybody, Stewart Haas, this group of guys, awesome day for the
Just an FYI, the Mets are going to own the Cardinals this year. Just FYI.
And the 48. Had you given up hope at any point, or did you think you had a shot?
Well, it was just circumstances.
You gotta be feeling pretty embarrassed after losing all those games today. Because Nick Castellanos fucking owns the Cardinals, dude. You gotta feel pretty embarrassed about that. Nick Castellanos is the greatest player in the history of Major League Baseball.
The guys did a great job with the car to come back from a lap down.
Congratulations, Ryan.
Thank you.
Let's go to Jeff Hammond.
Yeah, here with Clint Boyer. Clint, take us through that last restart and how everything kind of unfolded.
Yeah, it was just a bad situation for everybody. I mean, I had a good day. Clearly, those Hendrick cars were
that Outback car does look great. It does look amazing though.
What the hell the 10 car was doing? He drove around there for 10 laps with no brakes and finally just stopped. That was ridiculous. But you know, I hate it for those guys. I hate it for our guys. You know, we ended up 10th and should have been, you know, easily a 4th place finish.
Not only owns the freaking Cardinals. Yeah, he owns the whole freaking franchise.
I mean, if I didn't go down there as the 39 was, and we just all run out of real estate, and that's the nature of the beast at this place.
How about you and Gordon? I saw you talking to him.
Yeah, they were talking.
You know, like I said, I hate it for him too. You know, we both come out.
Fun fact: this was the first incident
Thank you, Jeff.
between Jeff and Clint.
The 10 cars, David Ruderman playing the fool in this when with 4 laps to go, the Hendrick cars with Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson had a victory all but wrapped up. But staying out, and as Mike Joy mentioned, taken to the NASCAR hauler to meet with the officials, bringing out that caution, and then, of course, giving Ryan Newman and Stewart Haas Racing, as we check out the unofficial results here in Martinsville. They've won now their 3rd race of 6 races so far this season. Tony Stewart winning the other.
Owen Dinger Jr. got 3rd. Eric Almirola got a top 10.
Banging on each other, so who knows how this thing would have wound up. But what a dramatic finish with the restart. Guys with fresh tires made it interesting. At the end.
We ended up getting 12th. Still managed a decent day out of it, but that could have been, dude.
Wound up 13th.
Gordon ended up 14th there.
Gordon leading 328 laps. Ryan Newman leading only 12 laps. But you heard Ryan Newman talk about the Hendrick Chevrolet equipment that they use at Stewart Haas Racing, beating Hendrick.
Kyle Busch had a bad day. Casey Kane had a bad day.
Stewart Haas has is their partnership with Hendrick Motorsports.
So did Kevin Harvick too. Let's not forget him.
Jimmy Johnson led 112 laps, was in position to win before the unusual finish, and Dick Bergwood is standing by with Jimmy.
Well, he drove well enough to win. He had a car that was good enough to win. Take us through the crash. Take a look at the monitor, Jimmy.
Yeah, I mean, we just restarted and got going, and that inside lane is awfully inviting at times to.
Yeah, it is now 11 o'clock.
15, threw dive bomb in there, and I'm sure once he got in there, he realized it wasn't the best idea, and he was hoping that 12 tires were going to be a lot better than 4, and it turned me around, turned 24 around, but. Just it is what it is. It's short track racing. Certainly wish it wouldn't have happened, and wish Clint was more patient there getting started on the restart. But
see, this was him thinking. This was him thinking that it was Clint Boyer's fault. But
I really thought that we had a chance to get Rick his 200th win today.
But it was
just
clearly
that,
Newman giving him a shot.
All beat up and didn't have a chance to get the trophy.
Jimmy Johnson with a sportsmanlike way of handling it. Krista.
Let's get Jeff
with
Gordon.
Jeff Gordon, who was in contention to win this race until that final caution came out. You went and talked with Clint Boyer. What did you say?
Well, Clint and I are friends, and I'm a NASCAR driver, and I'm glad I talked to him before I talked to you guys, because I was pretty mad at him. And he said he got hit from behind, from the 39, and I heard that from my team as well. I didn't get the best restart, so when he first showed his nose down there, I thought, okay, but we'll make it work. But he came through there with so much speed, there was no way, and I had nowhere to go. Jimmy had nowhere to go, and it was pretty unfortunate. I didn't want to see that last caution. Man, we had such a great battle with the 48, and he's so tough here, and to be able to even get up beside of him, and I had to rough him up a little bit, but I felt like I had the position to get the lead, and our car was pretty good on entry right here. His car was better on exit. It was going to be an interesting race. That's just the way our year's been going, and it can't go like this forever. We're just going to keep working, keep bringing race cars like that. Drive in Hunger Chevrolet right there, and we'll be fine.
Thanks, Jeff.
What an afternoon for Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson. But
we'll probably get Junior's interview really quick, and then I think we might be calling it a stream here.
And there is Tony Stewart, who...
Which, by the way, I'm going to be telling you guys what's going to be happening with Martinsville week coming up here, so stay tuned. So don't go anywhere. I'm going to be telling you what's going to be happening with Martinsville.
Season already. Ryan Newman in from the outback, completing the second green-white checker, 515 laps. Back live in Martinsville towards the end of the race, it was the usual suspects, Johnson and Gordon, but like Kaiser Sose out of nowhere, Ryan Newman in victory lane as they celebrate. Meanwhile, Dale Earnhardt Jr., who had led 3 laps earlier in the race, surviving to finish third. He's standing by with our Matt Yoakum.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. comes home a crazy third-place finish first. Walk us through the melee.
Well, I don't know what happened. I know the 15 dove into the bottom, and that's his right. I mean, he was doing what he wanted, trying to do to win the race. You know, it's a green-white checkered, and that's what you're going to get here. So I think Clint did what he needed to do, and it just caused a little bit of trouble on the outside down there, and we ran into the 24, and luckily we didn't knock the tire off of it. It'd been something over there and was dragging the sway bar on the last couple laps, but I just don't know what the 10 was thinking with a broke sway bar.
Yeah.
Arm driving around there at 15 mile an hour for 2 or 3 laps and not pitting. Come down pit road. Hell, how many laps down are you? Get on pit road. Get out of the race. And you know, the ending shouldn't have ended like that. It was unfortunate.
All right, thanks, Dan.
Yep.
All right, so the 10, again, David Ruderman.
Yeah, he was
a lot of problems for
definitely not happy about David Ruderman.
He was once one of your drivers. He's no longer.
No, then you know this is unexplainable, but you know sometimes things go on in those cars you don't understand them. Look at the points though. A great battle at the top of the board with
there's
Dale
the point
Jr.
standings right there.
Biffle Jr.'s coming after him.
Kevin Harvick taking a hit as he came in second, but Greg Biffle surviving nicely at one point at the halfway mark. He was a lap down. You see where Jimmy Johnson caught.
All right. Well, I think that probably is gonna do it. So yeah, we still got a good chunk of you in here, and thank you guys once again. Thank you guys so much once again for another, I guess you could say, another successful stream here with the rewatching of the 2012 Goody's Fast League 500. I mean, I've been thinking of what I was going to be doing for Easter, for Easter weekend. I settled on, hey, you know what? You guys seem to really enjoy these rewatching streams, so you know what? We're gonna bring it back again for Easter, and I'm glad to see a lot of you guys have enjoyed it, and yeah. So, anyway, I am going to now really quickly update you guys on what is going to be happening for Martinsville this week. So, as you guys already know, I am going to be attending this year's night race. at Martinsville. So basically, here's the rundown of what's going to be happening. So tomorrow I have class. Tomorrow I have school. So I'm going to be busy all day. So I have to do that. Tuesday we're going to be packing up our stuff and everything. Wednesday we are going to begin to start Wednesday we are actually going to begin to make our way down south to Virginia. Thursday, we will arrive in Martinsville, and we will be watching the modified race. So you guys will get modified. So you guys are going to be getting modified footage. We will be at Martinsville on Friday for the Xfinity race, which I'm really hoping that the Noah Gragson and Daniel Hemrick rivalry is still going to keep going. Because Hemrick definitely owned him that last one, and I'm sorry Rusty, but yeah. So Thursday modified, Friday is Xfinity, and then Saturday is going to be the main event, the Cup race. So basically, I'm going to be there pretty much the entire weekend, and we are going to go ahead and we're going to leave a little bit. We're going to leave a day early to try to get there ahead of time. Not only am I going to be heading down to Martinsville, I'm also going to be doing going to also have a little special surprise on tap for those of you who have been following the channel for quite a while, and this person in particular has been very, very supportive of me, and I am finally going to get the chance to spend some time with that said person and their family. So that's going to be really cool. I'm going to be surprising one of my fans, so that's going to be a really cool moment to capture on the vlog for you guys. But yeah, so as far as videos are concerned, stay tuned on Thursday for another episode of the NASCAR 15 season mode. The race will be at Dover, and by then I should be I should be at the track probably by the time that video gets uploaded. But anyway, yeah, so there's that. So I have a NASCAR 15 video ready to go Thursday. Possibly, I don't know if this is, I'm not sure about this yet, but I may consider doing this. I actually may think about actually streaming from the track, or maybe streaming like maybe on the way to the track, or just do something. Maybe it's some random live stream or something. I'm not exactly sure what's gonna happen for that, but yeah. So if any of you guys just so happen to be coming to Martinsville, and would like to get the chance to, if you guys want to come, if you guys are more than willing to, I mean, you guys are more than happy to come up and say hi to me. I promise I will not bite. If you guys want to be on the vlog, I'd be more than happy to feature you guys, as long as you're okay with showing your face on camera. But yeah, really hoping to see a lot of you guys down in Martinsville. I mean, especially after, especially now that we're gonna have an increased capacity. So that's gonna be so that's even better than only the 1,000 fans that were originally supposed to come. And thankfully we were gonna be going regardless of whether if it was 1,000 or even 30%. We had tickets, and here we go. So so there's that. But anyway, yeah, so that is gonna do it for this rewatching stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button on the stream. Yeah, if you haven't already, also feel free to subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you never miss a brand new video. Stay tuned as well in the community tab. That's basically where I'm going to be I'll be posting updates throughout race week and everything. So be sure to stay tuned. So make sure you stay tuned on the community tab for that. Join the Discord server. Also feel free to join. Feel free to use the code BlueJimmy with Plan B Sales and CircleBDiecast.com to receive free shipping on orders of $20 or more. Yeah, so with that being said, that is gonna do it for this rewatching stream. Hope you guys all had a great Easter. I know it's gonna be a struggle for all of you guys going back into school. I know that for sure. But we all gotta do it. So we all gotta get our education in. We gotta get our degree somehow. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Enjoy the Blue Jay Revolution today, and I will see you guys on the next video. Remember, stay safe, wear the mask, and as always, stay humble and kind.